All right. Um, Bear with me just a moment here. I just want to make sure everything is up and running smoothly, and then we'll jump right into the show. All right. Looks like everything is going well. As far as audio wise. So I want to start off with saying Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, which is the name of the Most High, and Yahweh Shai, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Um, Tonight's just going to be an open mic. The title is subject to change regarding the subjects discussed on the show. But at the moment, the title of the video is called as these are the days of Noah. Okay, and it's true, right? The times that we're in right now are, pretty much like what was going on, back in the times of Noah, man. Okay, everything that's going on right now, it just it's evident, the time that we're in right now. Okay, that we're in, the time when these, prophecies, are really, starting to get kicked off, man. Right? And it's just evident, for itself. Okay, that these prophecies are popping off like popcorn. All right. I'm just trying to put a link in the chat. I'm hoping it goes through. Let me see. I see we got mine and God in the chat. Shalom. Um, but yeah, man. I mean, just there's too much that's going on right now, man. All right. This place, Babylon the Great is totally done, man. And I've been watching a lot of history lately. Hey, as I like to say, in order to understand the mystery, you got to know the history. And that's a good name for a video, right? In order to understand the mystery, you got to know the history. Okay? The only way to know that Babylon the Great is America is we got to know a little bit of history to know that. And what is one proof of that? Well, you have to know basic history because, for an example, if you go to Revelation 17, it gives speaks about 7 empires that existed, but then it says that the 8th beast came out of the 7th, which the 7th beast was Great Britain and the 8th was America. So if you know history, then you know that that America was founded by Great Britain. Right, so that's an example of why it is important to know a little bit about history. All right, so I was just watching um a series. It's called if you want to watch it yourself, it's called the Secrets of the Castle. All right, and I quoted this last stream, but I wanted to go over it again. I was watching a show called The Secrets of the Castle, and it's basically like 6 episodes, about an hour long each. Um, what it's about is they show you basically everything from like the 13th century, as far as tools, right? How to build a castle with the tools of the time period, right? The people on the show are literally living, for 6 months. They're living in conditions that people lived in the 1300s. Okay, as far as known technology, other than the cameras that are there to record, um, eating the food that the people ate in that era, all right, and all that, down to the clothing. Very interesting show, right? A lot of good information on there. I highly recommend everyone give that a watch. Um, but one thing that I thought was interesting is in one of the episodes they've shown, the construction of the castle walls, and they were, saying that, people think that they would just, throw stones on top of each other, just quickly to build up a wall, but rather, truly, it's much more detailed than that. You have to make sure the stones are set in such a way that they're completely balanced, so they'll be able to withstand the continual weight that's going to be put on them, right, as the castle continues to get higher and higher. So if the foundation of the castle is not you know correctly built, well then it could risk you know collapsing, right? So they spoke about how they had to make sure that the foundation of the castle was done with precision, meaning what? That it had to be done by stonemasons. Okay, they had to be done with care. All right. But the reason why I quote that is, looking at the foundation class, which is, your everyday worker, one who works, a 9 to 5 or whatnot. Let me see. Hey, what's going on, mind of God?
Yo, ETT, what's up, man?
I'm surviving. I'm surviving.
Dude, this sound again is really low. Sorry, man. I got to drop back and come back on. 1 second.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool, man. Um, so yeah, as we have some technical difficulties, but we'll fix it. Um, so what I was saying is, the foundation class, the average, person that works at 9 to 5. You have the middle class, and then you have the upper class. Okay, but the conditions, the living conditions for the lower class, right, the working class, which is the bottom foundation, it's getting to be worse and worse, man. Okay, so there's only a certain amount of pressure that can be put on the lower class before the society collapses. Okay, because the foundation class, which is the class that is responsible for making the world go round, inside joke, as far as stocking the shelves, cleaning the restrooms, fast food workers, all of that, man, are in the foundation class. Factory workers, all right, all of that is the equivalent to the foundation class. They just bring them on real quick. Is that good for you?
Yo, ETT.
And what's up, man? I'm just surviving myself.
Dude, I'm just bored, man. I injured my thumb, and so I can't play golf for a day or two. So
What do
I'm
you
on
do? What
YouTube.
happened to it?
I just hit a shot poorly, and then it kind of twisted it. So, and it hurts, So you say that I'm not in tribulation, but I'm in pain. So I don't know why you say that. But yeah, man. So I need to take about a day or two rest.
Well, it reminds me of a few years back. I was cutting something with with my hunting knife. I was actually, I don't know if you saw this life hack before, but it was you take a pool noodle,
Mhm.
those floating noodles in the pool, you can cut it and put it on the legs of the bed, right? So if you ever knock your foot against it or whatever,
Mhm.
ever stub your toe, it won't hurt because the pool noodle is there to take the impact, right? So I was doing that, and as I
Mm.
was cutting it, I cut right into my thumb. So I had to get like I want to say like 8 stitches in it or something. Right.
Jeez.
So as I said, we're all catching, hell, right? We're all catching, tribulations in this thing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But before you went on, I was, speaking about how the foundation class. I don't know if you watch the YouTube channel named the what is it, Full Spectrum Survival. You know who that is?
Never even heard of that. No.
Oh, you should look him up, man. I think you'll enjoy his videos. He basically talks about, the situation, financial situation of America and the world. In your free
Yeah.
time, look that guy up, man. There's a lot of
Mhm.
daily uploads. But going back to what I was saying that the foundation class, right, the average 9 to 5, worker,
Yeah.
there's only so much that these people can take before the society starts to collapse, and you're already seeing it, right? I mean, these
Yep.
people are completely done. These people are through, man. So I saw that this cat calls himself Ben Mala, right, which is a rich man down in Florida. He's on there flexing, that he just bought a $400,000, car. But
Mhm.
meanwhile, out here, half these cats, can't even afford to, fix a damn tire. You know what I'm saying? So it
Yeah.
just shows you the the divide between the haves and the have-nots. So eventually, it's going to come to a point, where these people are just going to rebel against in the government, and that's in the scriptures, right? That's
Yeah.
in the scriptures, right? The scriptures say what, that they should not regard their kings nor their princes,
Yeah.
right? So that's clearly, the point that we're coming to right now. And I mean, it's evident for itself, man. You have guys out here saying that we ain't living in those times, and then you have other idiots out here saying that we're living in the kingdom of heaven today. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, dude, I got 2 points actually related to what you were saying about cars. It's like that's actually the car itself is Bible prophecy. In Daniel 12 verse 4, um, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro. So the Bible predicts like, movement, cars and planes and all that. And so I might actually do a video on this in the future. Just the fact that we have highways proves that we're in the end times, because a highway is not necessary for human life. So how can you build a highway unless you pay those people to make it? And how can you pay those people unless you have fractional reserve banking? Because
Yeah,
no one,
another one as well.
right?
Just to add to what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just to add to what you're saying. If you go to what is that? I want to say Amos 9:2, right? Though they climb to the top of the mountain and hide themselves in the sea, though I will seek them out. I'm nearly paraphrasing the text, but it proves
Hmm.
that the Bible's inspired, because back then, even though there was UFOs around, people didn't really have technology to, go into the skies like what we have today. Neither did they have
Right.
the technology to go into these seas like what we have today, right? So that proves that the Bible is inspired. Just off that verse, I'll quote that again, right? Amos 9:2. Anyone can pull that up for themselves.
Yeah, I can read that.
Go ahead.
Amos 9:2. Oh, wow. We got a hell reference here. This is good. For all the people who, oh, so hell is a spiritual realm, really? Amos 9:2. Though they dig into hell. Oh, so they're digging in the spirit world? Oh, okay, cool. Then shall mine hand take them down, though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. And that's even with all this William Shatner, SpaceX, Fake X, Blue Origin. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. Really? How could the Bible not be true at this point? Come on, man.
Right, right. Oh, and
It's
another thing as well, I
impossible.
should bring this up. But I was talking to what's that cat? Faithful servants of Christ. I was asking him something, about the scriptures, because we were
Mhm.
talking about the whole hell thing. But
Yeah.
then I brought up, Jonah, the second chapter, and I asked him, what does this mean? And he told me that Jonah was burning in hell in that scripture. What do
Ooh,
you think about that?
wow. What verse is that? Let's read that. That's Jonah the 22, right? Jonah.
Uh, Go ahead and get Jonah chapter 2, and let's read primarily a majority of the chapter. I
I think
believe
it
it's
was
only a
2
few
2.
verses long.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a good one.
Jonah 2 and 2 on down, right? But
Right.
he was saying that's saying that Jonah was burning in hell. I mean, I don't even
Mm.
understand how the hell he could come to that conclusion, because it's clearly talked about that he was in the ocean,
Dude,
right?
some people actually teach
Whatever.
this is an actual fish's belly.
Well, wait a second, wait a second. Wait, I have something for you though. I have something for you. If you go to Matthew chapter 12 and verse 40, it says that Jonah was in the belly of a whale. Well, what
Right.
do you think about that?
I'll read the verse. I was kind of kidding. I know that you teach that. But Jonah 2:1, then Jonah prayed unto the Lord his God. out of the fish's belly, and said, I cried by reason of my infliction unto the Lord, and he heard me out of the belly of hell, cried I, and thou heardest my voice. So they're saying that he's experiencing that affliction in a spiritual realm. That doesn't just people who think the spirit realm, what's going to happen in the spirit realm? Like, who's going to hurt you? That doesn't make sense, just in
Yeah,
general,
yeah,
just in terms of
yeah.
physics.
And another thing to even think about, regarding, the whole underworld thing is, I thought the last time I read scriptures, it says that the hellfire was created for Satan and his angels. So when you look at these Christians, they say that people are going to be there being tormented by the demons and by Satan. Wait a second, though. But
Hmm.
the scriptures say that the hellfire was created for Satan and his angels. So how the hell are they going to be there burning you if that was made for them to burn?
Right. Yeah,
Even
exactly.
according to the Christian doctrine, that
Right.
doesn't make any logical sense.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's amazing, man. That truth is so powerful, and it's actually more obvious than the flat earth. And so it's people say, oh, we don't have power here. Yeah, we do. Go talk the truth and you're going to see people run away. Go say that to the Christians, quote Christians, and they're going to run. That's spiritual power. That's the truth. It has power. So I was thinking about that earlier while I was enjoying my burrito bowl at Chipotle. I was like, man, we feel powerless, but no, you start telling people the truth, even to truthers, and they're going to run away. And that one is potent because it's obvious. And if anybody can't figure out that they're in hell now, then I don't know what to say. Right? Like,
Right, right.
how
And
much
another thing
more
as
do we need?
well, which I did a video on this earlier. I didn't put it up yet, but I did a video about the whole Antichrist thing, because you have guys out here talking about everyone's waiting for a Antichrist figure to appear in
Yeah,
Israel, right? Because
yeah,
the MOB can't be out right now because we have to wait for the Antichrist
yeah.
to first come and make a one world religion,
And
right, with
he'll
one
implement
man
it,
ruling the world.
right?
Right, that's what they believe.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I've heard many times. Yep.
Real quick, Shalom to Awake in Pennsylvania. There's a link in the chat if you want to join the discussion. But anyway, Minor God, did you get to see the discussion I had earlier today with Bible Defender?
Yes, I caught snippets of it. Every time I see that guy, it makes me laugh. So, well, I would say every time I
But did
listen to you, it makes me laugh too. But
but I'm saying, did you hear what he was saying though?
yeah, I thought it was funny. I don't know. You two make a good team, actually. If you guys could have a regular hangout, I mean, I would even potentially pay to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
that brother's cool. Which, if you saw it, right, he
well, I didn't
was
say cool. I said funny. Sorry, but yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I'm saying. It's cool. So yeah, I'll
yeah,
watch
yeah.
it in
But
more
the
detail.
interesting
Yeah,
the interesting thing though is he was saying that, that he was looking into the whole flat Earth thing, and he was saying that it was
that's good.
actually, compelling, right? So that's a good.
I thought I'm assuming he knows that it's flat. Like I gotta listen to it. What did he say? Like, what did he look into?
Oh, I sent him. I don't know if you've seen it, but somebody put together all of the flat Earth clues by Mark Sargent. They put them all into a 2-hour video. So I sent him that,
Yeah,
and he told me he watched maybe about 20 minutes of it, but he's going to finish the rest of the video. So that's cool. That's good. He was, he didn't know about it at first last time he came on, but
yeah,
then we introduced it to him. So maybe he looked into it a little bit before, but then we gave him that information there. And that's good, right? That's good that he looked into it further and is doing further research onto it. That's a good thing. You
yeah.
know, Another thing as well, we were talking about
Well, I gotta ask
the
you something
Romans
about that.
13.
I gotta ask you something
Go
about
ahead.
that. Before you go on to that, you
Yeah.
made a statement in that video. Is salvation is not dependent on a person believing either of those. So, can we clarify that? Can I ask you about that? You believe?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you really truly believe that somebody could teach the ball Earth? I understand people may believe it's a ball because they haven't heard about the debate, but do you actually believe a person who teaches the ball Earth can still be a candidate to be saved?
Well, I mean, I don't see where we could draw the line in the scriptures to say that one who believes that the earth's round can't be saved. I mean, I don't see that in the scriptures
No,
where it says that if
believe
you
is
don't.
fine. I said teach, like actively teaching it. Like Ken
Well, I
Hovind. Let
mean,
me use a neutral example. Like, let's use Ken Hovind. Let's pick on him because he teaches, because he comes across as a science teacher, right? He literally
right.
teaches the ball earth. Like,
I mean, yeah. As I said, I don't believe that the topic has something to do with a man's salvation, right? It's like the same thing dealing with the whole skin color. You said, oh, well, it don't matter if a man's, white, so it's the same thing with this. Whether a man believes the earth is round or flat, that's irrelevant regarding a man's salvation. They'll find out the truth, in the kingdom, right? If they were wrong, they'll learn the truth and would no longer, believe in that lie, right? So that's my understanding on that matter.
okay. Yeah, I was just checking, yeah, we can agree to disagree. But I did notice you said that, and okay. I think I interrupted you. You were going to a different topic?
Oh, I was just typing in the chat. We have LOP in the chat there. Hey LOP, click that link. And I seen that what's that cat? I seen that D-Coon is live right now, right? The D-Coon is live.
Why aren't we over
Anyway,
there?
AP, what's
Well, they
going on?
blocked us from their chat. That's why we can't get on Deacon's show anymore, man. Damn.
I mean, hell, I have to make a damn false channel just to join his show. You know what I'm saying?
But ETT, do you view that as a compliment? If I get blocked, I view it as like we win. Whatever you're debating, you win if you're blocked, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to block somebody for just having a disagreement. Now, I understand as far as blocking a person who's on there making death threats to somebody, that's understandable.
yeah,
But just to have a discussion, to block somebody is just it's just not logical. The scriptures say to debate your cause. So
right.
I mean, I don't see. And even when
Well,
I went to comment onto one of the apostles' channels, I found out I was blocked on there. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I'm blocked on all their
anyway,
channels.
AP, what's going on, man? Shalom.
hey guys, what's up?
Yo,
Yeah, man. I agree with you on the whole block thing. I mean, I could see being blocked. The only time to block somebody is if they're insulting you and making death threats or making threats and stuff. Then yeah, I could see that. I could see someone getting blocked for that. But having a differing opinion, no.
yeah. I mean, it's this. We've said this many times about those channels who have like 10, 20,000 subscribers. Is like they can't talk about certain things, and when we go on there, we're individuals, and then yeah, we can't even talk about even the flat Earth. So, well, what does
Well,
that mean? That's a
y-
flat.
Well, yeah. Another thing too is a lot of people that usually when you win in an argument, they'll start using ad hominem attacks, like attack you, insult you,
Yeah,
and it's like that's not what the point is. It's like you don't have to insult me. And first of all, like when people insult you, it makes them look less credible. It doesn't make them look credible because it's like that's not what the topic's about. So I mean, if you have the facts and stuff, it should be no problem. I mean, not for everything, but if you have the facts, you shouldn't have to go as low as insult somebody.
agreed.
You know what I mean? Like it's just I don't know. It's kind of it's pretty dumb in my
Oh,
opinion.
here. I'll give an example. I'll give an example. When I was on there debating the Sakari, right, we were having a discussion. So what
Mm-hmm.
what that coon, right, D coon and the sidekick facade, what they
Mm-hmm.
did is they said that ETT is some type of like, perverted, pedo and predator because he simply just asked a question, regarding the topic of the age of consent in the Bible. And it's like,
Yeah,
well, wait a second. I asked him, well, wait a second though. According to what the word even means, nobody's even talking about children because the very definition of what the word actually means in the dictionary means a person that's sexually attracted to a person who is prepubescent. That's what the word means, according to the definition. So it shows that these guys are just simply being emotional. But that's a clear example of just trying to slander and use words falsely to sway
yeah.
the minds of the audience.
They
Go ahead.
actually
Yeah,
told you that?
yeah, yeah. Same thing happened too. I was watching these guys debate over flat Earth, and the one guy was just insulting the one dude, like he was just insulting him, and it
Yeah.
was like it's like that when people do that, that's automatically that shows that I won the fight, that I won the debate. When you have to go, when you have to use insults, that just shows me like that just makes you look not credible.
But it
And
has
this
to be
is
flat. It has to be flat then too, right? LOP, like, or sorry, AP, because it's not logical, right? Like, it's not a logical reaction for. And okay, if one person does it, that's okay, because like that person's emotional. But if you're in those debates, dude, we always got that. You know,
yeah,
it's
yep.
crazy. So there's got to be something to that. That's not a scientific proof, but why would something like that make people so angry?
I mean, there's even things that are factual that people still get mad about. They still insult you about, even though there is factual. Now
Right.
the flat Earth. I mean, there's a lot of like both sides. There's there's some good points to bring out, but at the end of the day, no one
Yeah.
really
It's not a
100.
fact yet. Agreed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but even still, man, like to insult somebody is kind of dumb. Like just talk about different ideas. Like it's okay to talk about different ideas. Doesn't make you crazy. I mean, doesn't have to go to the point of someone being insulted. You know?
Yeah. I insult ETT, but that's more to get my point across, you know. And like you said on
Yeah,
the
it's more
title,
like a joke.
yeah, he
Yeah,
said
but that
we are all actors, so
y-
you
Yep.
know,
yeah, but that's different though. I mean, there's some people that just do blatant attacks. Like they're just
Yeah.
trying to, and in their mind they think they're proving a point, and they're really not. It's actually making them look more dumb and not know what they're talking about.
yeah. I mean, we hold our views passionately, so we can use any tactic within reason. We're not going to harm each other physically,
Right.
but you know, we're trying to present our case, so to speak. But
Hey, LOP, what's going on, man?
Hey, can you hear me, man?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's up, man? I just
Hey,
I just clicked on
we're
it a
just
while
four
ago, so
actors
I
on
didn't
here.
hear what you
We're
were
just
talking.
four actors on here having a conversation. That's all that's going on.
Oh,
some are better
I
actors
heard
than
you
others.
talking about the age of consent, and yeah, you know, I agree that, you know, you said like you are talking about a thing like whether it's 15 or 17, but the what you said, what they're saying, the you know, pedo, or how you say it, right? That's a thing that like towards a little children, not like, you know, 17. You know what I'm saying? Like 17 is the age of consent, right, in the USA, if I'm correct.
I'm not sure actually. I think
Well,
Yeah, it is 17.
well,
It is
actually,
17.
hold on. That's true and not true. It depends on the state, because there's some states that are 16 and they go up to 18. But here's the thing, though, is what one of them is real? Because if you do the research, and you know, it's funny because guys sit there and think that we just make things up, right? That we're winging it as we go along. But no, we actually look into what we're saying. Because if you look it up, the age of consent around the world ranges from 11 years old to 21 years old. So my question is,
Wait,
what
11?
one of those?
Really?
Well, hold on. Yeah, it goes from 11 to 21. So my question is, what one of those is correct? And if one of them is correct, that means all the other ones have to be wrong. So how do we conclude what one is correct? But the fact that it ranges in such a variety proves it's all bullshit. Excuse my language. It's all BS.
Yeah, and
All
I
right.
saw
And as I
that.
said,
Yeah.
go ahead.
LOP,
Sorry.
just so you know, the lowest is 11 and it's in Nigeria. 12.
Right. But
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that I saw ETT's video about this whole topic, and yeah, you know, I mean, I agree, but at the same time, like, you know, he's not there. ETT is not there saying, you know, hey, I wanna, you know, have sexual relations with someone like 11. You know, he's not saying that at all, right? So,
Yeah, I never
so
said
that
that, right?
accusation is stupid, you know. But I think that, like, if the, you know, age of consent in your state is 17, then, you know, you shouldn't, like, you know, you shouldn't break that law, right?
Well, I'll say this.
I mean,
You know, that law is in pure violation of the scriptures. Oh, and it's funny because I was watching Apostle Dahar's video today, and he made a mention in the video that there's something went down in GMS where there was a GMS member who was in a relationship with a 17-year-old. In the state that it happened, the age of consent was 18, right? So they kicked him out of the camp. And it's like, well, wait a second. That what the brother did, according to this holy scriptures, he didn't do anything wrong according to the Bible. So that just shows that those guys are going by the doctrines of the commandments. And man, mighty God, can you get me Matthew chapter 15 and verse 8? Just to back up what I'm saying.
Dude, they're kicking GMS members out because of flat Earth too, dude. What's going on, man? Sorry, 15:8. Is that what you said?
Yeah, Matthew 15:8.
Okay. Shout out to Har, man. He's avoiding me, man. I need a debate. We need to talk.
Right, but real quick,
Yeah.
I asked him a question. I asked a horror question. I never got a response to this. Because they teach to obey the law of the land, right? So they obey the age of consent, which again, ETT is not advocating anybody to go out and disobey. I'm just simply using common sense and pointing out the facts.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing. So I asked him, okay, then, well, what if E says that the age of consent is 25 years old? So you're going to tell me that it's wrong for a person to engage with a person who's 23 years old because the law says it's 25? I mean, what type of logic does that
Is
make?
it that old?
And then they'll
in the
say,
world? Do you know?
no, but I'm just giving a
No, I just
hypothetical
wondered.
situation.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
I agree.
So
Yeah.
so it's like, well, what the hell are these guys talking about? But then they'll say, oh, that law goes against the Bible. That's like, well, wait a second. Isn't the establishment what they have right now go against the Bible? But you
what
see,
I would
guys
how
are
say,
just
can-
emotional.
whatever
I have-
ETT
sorry.
says, that's gospel. Okay, that's what I would say.
Real quick, just go ahead and read that verse for me real quick to set the foundation.
Yep, Matthew 15:8. The people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me.
Is there another part on it?
Yep. But in vain they do worship me. Listen to this: teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
Right. So that's what the brothers, and again, we're not hating on the brothers in Great Millstone. I hope that those brothers do make it onto those chariots, and I'll always say that. But with that being said, there's clearly hypocrisy that's going on. That's pure hypocrisy right there, because that law is clearly against the Bible. So you see, certain laws they'll just skip over, but then it's these certain laws, it's like I'll bear with me a second. They'll just skip over it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it just shows it's pure hypocrisy.
It's a financial scam, dude. GMS is essentially like a financial scam.
Right. But let me say this. Going back to what I was saying, is since they teach to obey the age of consent, right? Okay, good. But here's the thing: what happens if they say that the legal age of consent is 25 years old? So does that mean it's now morally wrong to lay with a person who is 23 years old?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they according to the doctrine, they would have to say that it is, because that goes against the law of the land.
And it's not
You know what I'm
natural.
saying?
It's like once you get those feelings, it's around that age. So then it leads to all types of other sin. That's where one of the foundational elements of the society is that waiting till you're married, or some people not getting married, then it leads to all these different kinds of lusts and perversions. And that's
true.
If they change it to 25, I mean, you're going to have so much like crime, sexual related crime. So.
Yeah, but like think about it. In Nigeria, it's 11. How can do you remember when you were 11? You didn't even. For me, I mean, at the age of 11, I didn't even have those feelings like sexual at all.
Yeah,
like
here's a fun fact.
The difference, though, just to make a point, Nigerians, I believe, I would assume like those laws, if some of them are Israelites. And my grandmother, for example, was married at 11 and 12. And so they're more mature, like they're taught more early. So we can't imagine. I'm not insulting you, LOP, because I'm in the same situation. Like I didn't know what was going on at 11 years old, but a lot of these cultures, like they're taught to like hunt, and they know how to survive. They know a lot of things, and even God, a lot of spiritual things. So
yeah, it's really different in Africa.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, hell, let me say this. In over there, the children are taught differently. I mean, hell, over there, kids that are 7, 8 years old can strip a car down and put it back together again. I mean, hell, ETT is almost 20 years old, and I don't know anything about a car, right? So that just shows you that they're taught differently. But I was gonna say a fun fact, by the way, is that the first age of consent, I believe it was in Delaware, if I'm not mistaken, but it was 7 years old. and anybody can look that up.
Jeez.
17?
Okay, but no,
Hey,
7 years old.
Hey, ETT, I'm gonna
What?
head off. I'm gonna head off real quick. I gotta get
Okay.
going. We'll have a.
Oh,
what do
okay. You have anything you want to say before you go, man?
Yeah, man. I mean, this whole consent thing. It was actually, there's an article I gotta send you the link. It was actually, this whole stuff started, and you mentioned this before. You probably know this too, but it was around like the late 1800s, early 1900s,
Yeah,
and
'80s.
it was actually really used. It had nothing to do with like morality reasons. It had to do with more of because G. Stanley Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Jesuit Freemason. He was coming in to play with this, and it was really to control the youth, to get them into the public indoctrination camps, aka known as schools. So all that's all that's like one of the main reasons why it happened. So
Yeah, that's correct. And for anybody who's listening, you can go to Wikipedia, just look up G. Stanley Hall, and you can read about who AP is quoting. But yes, that is correct.
all right, man. We'll continue this discussion some other time. I don't know when, but I have to head out, unfortunately. So
The dog's
All right,
barking.
sounds good, man. Thanks for stopping by.
See you,
yep.
man.
All right, see you guys.
I thought that
All right,
dog was
sounds
ETT.
good,
Dude, is that your dog in the background?
Oh wait,
hell?
that was AP, no? Or was it you? ET? T?
I don't know.
No,
Well,
it was AP.
ETT, I got a question for you, man. How
AP
do you
has a
not know,
doggy.
dude? How do you not know how to strip a car down when all your live streams are in a car? Like, how do you not know about how a car works at this point?
Well, I mean, I suppose that is a good question.
Are you in the car now?
Hey,
or
look,
where are
I'll
you?
say this. I'll say this, man. ETT doesn't know a whole lot, and I'll be the first to admit that.
Well, we're all learning, man. You know, like we're not on some stuff, you know. But LOP and I, yes, we're smarter than you, but we're not arrogant about it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, fair enough.
just kidding, dude. I'm just joking.
I'm not really saying like ETT knows. We all know about some things more than in different topics. You know what I'm saying? Like, and ETT is obviously much younger than me and the mind of God. So, but he might know a lot of things about this kind of age of consent, which we don't know much about. For example, so it depends.
I know for a fact that whatever the Bible says, it's going to be common sense. I know that. So I don't have to research it. I know exactly.
Yeah,
the Bible's going to be what common sense tells you. And it's
But
not.
I actually only
I
commented about
I
this
got good
age of
news though,
consent.
because we might have our friend Bible Defender might stop by for tonight's stream in just a little bit. We'll see what happens.
Wow.
He
Oh,
just told me
that's the-
earlier
that's
he
the-
wanted to
that's the
stop
guy
by, so
on
we'll see
the-
what happens.
That's the guy on the stream with Mind of God who
That
was
guy's
in at,
funny, dude. Yeah, that guy with the mask.
with
He's
the
a
mask,
police
yeah.
officer. He's an agent. He works for the government. That guy.
Oh yeah, he looked
Hey,
like a
that brother's
security
cool. That brother's cool.
security guy or something.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I was gonna say that I only mentioned the age of consent because one of my favorite songs is called 17, and in that song he's singing like Sweet 17, and he's like age of consent. It's pretty
Jeez.
good heavy metal song though, but it's pretty like silly lyrics, but I like it though.
ETT, I gotta ask you a question. Sorry, kind of something that LOP and I were discussing over email. That Luke guy in Australia, like, how old is he roughly? Is he like a younger person or like an older? You don't have to
I
say his
believe
age.
I believe Luke is I believe he's like 22 or 23 years old. You'd have
Dude,
to
I
ask
thought-
him, but
He just sounds
he's not
older.
too much older.
Oh, he told me he's 22. He told
Yeah,
me.
I thought he was an adult, like adult. So it's just funny how YouTube you don't know. So okay, I just
Well,
wondered.
hold on. As I
But
said
ETT
before,
sounds like he's older too. For example,
hold
and
on,
he's
real
young.
quick. Let me say this. This is why you can't tell how old a person is by looking at them, right? And this goes into the whole age of consent thing, because it's like if a man looks at a woman who's 18, she's attractive, but then if it comes out as she was a year younger, somehow she's now not attractive anymore, right? So the point is, you can't tell how old a person is just by looking at them. I'll give an example. When I was 18, right, I was walking past I was walking past a bar area because there was some stores I need to get to, and the guy, asked me, "Hey man, can you buy me a drink? Will you be able to buy me a drink, man?" And I was like, "Hey, look, man, I would, but hey, I'm under 21." And he was like, "What? You're under 21? How
Mm.
are you under 21?" Right. So it shows you that you can't know how old a person is by looking at them. That's foolishness. That's pure foolishness.
But wait, are you
To
going to
to,
reject him from your channel based on him doing the Maxine, or like how are you going to receive Luke?
Moxie.
no, I told him that, which I don't know the whole story behind it. He might join the show later. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Because I know he's in a different time zone. But yeah, I believe he said he was forced to get the juice. So I don't know the whole situation. But here's the thing, though. I called out the whore on one of his videos lately, which again, I'm no disrespect to the elders of Great Millstone, right? Much sincere respect to the elders and to the apostles of GMS, right? May all those brothers make it onto those chariots. But I asked them a question because they teach that you got to obey the law of the land, right? So I asked them a question. This is my question. I asked them, okay, well, if the government is God's minister, well, when they tell everybody they got to go get the pokey pokey, right? When they got to go get that juice, well, then, oh, well, you better take your black ass down there and get that juice. You better go get juice too, because you're in sin against God then if you don't, because
Well,
God's
I got
minister
a
said you
question
got
for
to
you.
do it.
I got a question for you. What percentage do you think of them have taken it already? Just guess.
I'm sure. Uh,
I won't hold you to it.
I don't
You'll
really,
never know.
I don't think a lot of them. I think a few of them maybe, but I don't think a lot.
Yeah, I wonder, dude. I would love to know because like we see that was it ISUPK? Well, some of them have already taken it and upfront about it.
Um,
So
I mean, hell, look what happened to what is it? What's that cat? Captain Tazariak, right? They
right,
call him Captain Crunch, right?
right,
That guy, he took that juice and then he told everybody, "Oh, well, I just did it so nobody is afraid to get it." You know what
right.
I'm saying? It's ridiculous.
Oh, who
But I have
knows,
a
man?
question. Hey, I have a question because some people have taken 2 of those shots, and some have taken 3. So, what is the like? Most people have taken 2 or 3. I have no idea. You know what I mean? But
Where you're at, LOP? Like, what's the vibe
Europe.
over there? Like, what's the vibe where you're at? Or is it? Do you notice a lot of people around you, or not so many?
Well, I was just telling you off mic. I mean, off mic on email that
Yeah.
that I've been to this trip. Right? I think I have made some videos from
Yeah.
there, but that everybody in that hotel was
Jeez.
fully,
No, but what about
Oh,
where you live, not where
wait,
you're
guys,
visiting?
stop.
Well,
Hey,
I
good
live in
servant, is
Prague.
that you?
That's the capital of Czechoslovakia.
Okay.
So, I mean Czech Republic right now, but
Yeah.
where I live, who was that guy?
ETT, just be careful, man.
I thought that was.
Those are not real accounts. Just
No, that was Good Servant. I mean,
no, but
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think it's
I
really
brought the
him.
guy on. Hold on, real quick. I brought the guy on, and I hovered above the kick. I just wanted to make sure if it was real or not.
he
But
has a
damn, man, now those trolls are coming over my page, man.
Yeah, ETT, I did that last time, remember? And then they started playing videos that are inappropriate. So just so you know.
but I thought this is like
Yeah. I hear you,
Good
man. I hear you.
Servant.
No, yeah, that's
It's not
his
him.
logo. Yeah. LOP, me and him have a battle from the past, so
But
we have history.
but
me and
why
him.
he always comes here and then he disappears? Does he have a stage fright?
No, it's not
What?
really him. It's not really him. It's
Oh, okay.
a troll. It's a
Oh yeah,
fraud.
I remember, dude. The one time he came there, or some other guy, and
Yeah,
it was like some
exactly.
porn. Yeah,
Exactly. I had to shut my stream down, but
yeah, it was pretty.
we're anxious to get Good Servant on with ETT. Maybe he can deal better with ETT. Like I'm not.
Hey, look, as I
But
said,
yeah.
as I said, we'll be nice with good servant, right? I think, I think we could have a very civil discussion because, hey, look, I already know that he don't know a lot, right? So it's really just, to have a little bit of fun. But I think we could have an interesting conversation.
Let me
And I
read a
tried to go
comment,
on to.
ETT. Let me read a comment
Go
from him,
ahead.
and you tell me how would you respond to this? This is from our friend. I like to call him Good Serpent, but that's me. That's not what ETT would say. But how do you respond to this question? I wish you believed in salvation by faith alone in Jesus. That's what Good Servant believes. How would you respond to that?
I mean, hey, the scriptures speak about, you got to do the work. You know what I'm saying? So I'd
Right.
have to talk to him myself to get a full understanding of what
Right.
he is
But can I ask
on there saying.
the mind of
Go
God?
ahead.
You said that mind of God said that good servant made a video calling him the mind of Satan. I couldn't
Yeah.
find that video. Where is that?
Oh, it's called A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. And
Oh.
so yeah, it'll
And
literally
he's just,
have a,
it's a
it'll have
debate between you and him, or is it him
so
talking about you?
here's the history. Like, I went on his panel. Him and Tom used to have a show where Tom joined, this guy Tom Parker, and I went on maybe like 3 or 4 shows, and like, you know, it was fine. Like, they wanted to know more about Revelation, and you know, I'm teaching them what I teach and stuff, and then we started getting into like hell, you know, and like, what is hell, because that's relevant to salvation. And so obviously he will not teach that hell is this physical earth. And we just read a verse earlier before you joined that proves that. And so then we started getting into a back and forth, like we started having problems and stuff. And then that's when he made that video, A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. And I think it's one of his videos that has the most views too. So like,
so
it was
does he
good
believe
theater.
in like eternal soul torture?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's just
So,
wrong.
I mean, you don't
Hey,
have
all I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
all I'm gonna say is this: is our friend, good servant. That brother's drowning in that salt. That brother's drowning in that Jesus juice. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
let me say this. Let me say this. I tried to join his stream. He does a stream almost every day. So
Yeah.
I go and I click the join button, and he tells me, "Oh, hey man, maybe I'll bring you on another day, but I can't have you today." So I come on the next day, and the next day, inside joke, right? The
Yeah.
next day, and the next day, and the next day, and he still don't let me on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what's going on, man? Are you are you not capable of having a conversation with us? Because
Yeah, exactly.
that we know more, all right? Or what is it? And as we said, we want to be nice with you. We'll be nice with you. And you saw what happened last time we brought you on. We were peaceful with you.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, that was the nicest we've ever been
Agreed.
on stream before. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I just want
yeah.
to say that the only time I've ever joined any YouTube live stream is the first time was Samuel Owen on his channel, and then
shout out Samuel Owen, man.
Yeah, and then the second time Samuel was on my channel, but it was only me and him talking about. Well, it was him screaming and stuff, and then it was like a 2-hour. It was totally crazy live stream. But then the next time it was ETT and you. So I am new to this, like live stream.
No, LLP, man. We welcome you, man. The truth is either me or ETT or somewhere close by. It's not, and I'm not saying this to be arrogant. It's somewhere in this vicinity, like, and we're not trying to be
look,
arrogant, but
hey, let me say this, man. Hey, look, pull up a seat and you're welcome. Hey, just like our friend, Bible Defender. Hey, that brother, hey, pull up a seat and, you can join this little, circle here.
Because
right?
I was
we got,
when I
found, we got a good 15 people that stopped by usual.
Yeah, dude, I took the liberty, man, because I have a wrench. I put the link of Good Servant. Oh, sorry, my bad. I have a list. Good Servant roasting me in the chat. I put that link so if people want to check it out. And if you don't mind, if you go there, if you agree with what he says, give it a thumbs up. But if you disagree, please give it a thumbs down.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just saying that. Yeah, I'm pretty glad that I found ETT and you, because that was a new thing for me, what you guys were, but like I didn't see anybody else teaching this stuff, so it's pretty cool. I found you guys.
Yeah, no, this is not a coincidence, man. Spiritual people, we're drawn to other spiritual people, and there's no coincidences that we're drawn to the flat earth, Mystery Babylon, and all these things. So what ETT always says, time will tell,
and that's really the main thing that this all comes down to. And as my guy was saying, earlier in his live show that, I'm bored, and I hear you, man. I am bored too. You know what I'm saying? There ain't much to do here in hell. You know what I'm saying? So, it all comes down to time, right? Hell, we're going to find out. Hell, maybe Christ will return this year. Maybe there are 2 witnesses that are coming. That could happen, right? ETT might be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But we'll have to find out.
Keep an open
mind.
One
thing
so one is already passed, because there was a prediction for October 16th, and that's already today. So nothing happened.
Who said the 16th?
Okay, wait. There was one person I'm subscribed to. It's a woman, but she
Jeez.
claimed that it would be today or October 15 or 16. So,
But LOP, here's the
here
cool
it's already
thing.
October 16, man. So
Yeah, it's still 15 here in America, but she's running out of time. Whoever
right.
said that.
Yeah,
But
right.
you know, the cool thing about it is that if somebody picks a day between this year and next year, I would say at the latest the year after that, somebody's going to be right. It's obviously 21, 22, or 23. That's for sure. So
Yeah, I'm trying to
you know,
find the person who has predicted this. Hold on.
a
Doesn't
woman
really
shouldn't be doing
matter,
it because she's
but
not of the elect. So that's
yeah,
already a ding.
yeah.
I
But she
mean, hell,
does
you
believe
have
like
someone out there.
the same similar things as you, but she makes these
Let me
predictions that
Yeah.
are
let,
false.
let me say this. Let me say this. You have someone out there. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but there's a lady out there who calls herself a still small voice. You guys know who that is?
No, I'll look it up.
I
Well,
think
well,
I do
I don't know if her
actually.
channel. Yeah, LOP. You might know who I'm talking about. I'm not sure if she still has her channel up. She might have changed the name, but she, was on there, promoting the white Jesus and all of that. But she says that she says the rapture's near. She's been I 2014, I believe. You know, which I didn't know as much as I know now back then, but I would watch her every once in a while. But then it's clear that she don't know because she made a video speaking about that we should pray that the prophecies don't happen. Think about that. She said that we should
Oh,
pray.
come
We
on.
should pray that war doesn't happen, or we should pray that evil doesn't come to America. I'm like, well, wait a second. But Christ said in what is that? Matthew the 10th chapter, that he didn't come to bring peace on earth, that Christ came to bring division. And
Right.
that's one thing these Christians don't speak about, because Christ said that he came to bring division on earth. Christ didn't come to bring peace on earth, like that one Christmas song says. That's not according to the scriptures. All right, that's what these Christian churches teach us. But these Christian churches, they don't know those scriptures. That's all
Oh,
I'm
I
going to
found
say.
her. What's her name? So her name is Rose Hannah.
Yeah, that's her.
Do you know her?
No, I don't know her, but I know her channel. Yes.
Yeah, she has like
ETT knows
30,000
everybody on
subs,
YouTube, man.
and she has
ETT's
made a
famous.
prediction for the rapture to occur on October 16th, which is today. So, I
Dude,
mean,
and then there's this clown, the mind of God, talking about 2022 and all. Dude, the people on YouTube are freaking characters, man. Come on, really? We don't know the day or hour. Okay.
Well, one thing we all
or
can
maybe
agree
Mr.
on
Beast
is that
knows.
we're all actors.
Some are just better actors than others. But dude, let me get that verse that you mentioned about Christ bringing division. And people need to really understand this, because this is not the God that's taught in the quote unquote 501c3 church. So this is a very different Jesus that, good servant, we leave hope for you, man. You're a flat earther. There's hope for you. Matthew 10:35, for I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foes shall be they of their own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
Right. And it's not just only once in the one gospel. It's in at least four gospels, because it's also in the gospel of Thomas. So in the gospel of Thomas, it says like, I have come to bring, wars and sword, and
But think about this,
Right,
LOP.
right.
How mad must a God have to be to make a mark of the beast? We're not going to talk about, we'll use coded language, but just that prophecy. How mad would a God have to be to do that? He obviously is pretty mad, because that's like billions.
Not as mad as me. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah.
like that's pretty angry. So, wow.
Right,
But
right.
I'm not
So
surprised, like, the way the world is right now. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, agreed. We see it. This earth needs
yeah,
judgment,
man.
without a doubt. It's
I mean, hey,
begging
look,
for it.
this has to be the end, man. I mean, this truly, in the words of Rooney McNutt, this is it, right? I mean,
Shout
this
out
has to
Rooney,
be
man.
it.
Shout out Rooney.
Yeah,
If I cross over, do you want me to say something to him? Like, what do you want? What do you want to say to him? You know what I
Who
mean?
is that?
Oh, I'll have to think of a message to send that brother.
I'm just saying, if I interact with him, I'll let him know you said hi. How about that? So
I
But
mean, hell,
LOP
hey
knows.
man, we'll have to
It's a
get a
dude.
damn ghost box to
I don't
make
know if LOP
contact with you.
knows, dude. LOP, that guy is a dude
I
on
don't-
YouTube who, let's just say, he returned his soul to the creator on YouTube live.
Wait, what? He committed suicide?
Yeah. Well, we won't use
Well,
that
it
language.
was
for the
on
algorithm.
it was
Wow.
on Facebook, which by the way, you don't want to watch the video because I've
Is
seen
the,
it.
is the video still up? Or
Oh, I have the link to it, but I'll keep that private to myself.
but
But yeah,
he was
some sick person put that on YouTube, but it happened on Facebook. This happened, I
so he,
believe it was August the 30th of last year. I could be mistaken.
But
Yeah, I
LOP,
believe it was
that's why we
August
keep
30th.
saying this is it, because that's what he said. Just so people know, that's why he
so
keeps
so
quoting
he
that.
said this is it, and then he offed himself, right?
Yeah, boom.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
how it went.
But that's pretty crazy. Wow.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
you know, that's the world that we live in. You know, I think he did it because of relationship stuff, but I mean, this is not. I'm not excited about this, but I'm assuming a
Hold
lot
on,
of people are
guys.
doing
Ridge, is that you?
Yeah,
Hey, what's up, Ridge? What's going on, man? Shalom.
not much, man. It's just, I honestly think, I guess it's just because the times we're living in, that time actually is going by faster now,
Yeah, big time.
And I think that's the biblical thing, but it really feels like, I look back and I'm like, wow, a week actually passed. It feels like only 2 or 3 days should have passed, And
I
I
mean,
know that,
hell. I mean, hell. Sorry to cut you off, man, but yeah, I mean, time's going by fast, man. I remember when I moved into the house I'm living in now, and that was almost 2 damn years ago, man. And I
yeah,
remember the day that it feels like yesterday. So it just
yeah,
shows
and
you, man, that time is going by quick.
Yeah,
Oh, and that's
big
that's
I,
in the scriptures. That's
I
in
know
the
they
scriptures.
say, I know they say when you get older it goes by, but I don't feel like this is a getting older thing. I think it's literally a physical thing, that time really is going by faster.
Right,
Well,
right. Things,
yeah.
everything's speeding up right now.
And
just
I'm
ETT,
not
I just
complaining or
Googled.
anything because
So,
I'm
sorry
not
to switch.
complaining.
Hey guys, let's try to
Go
give
ahead.
each other a chance to speak. Go ahead, Monica.
No, sorry, I'll let Rich finish. I was going to something else.
Okay, I was just saying, I don't mind this. I don't understand why every Christian doesn't want the world to end right now.
Agreed.
I mean, why does anybody like living here? And why would you have kids at this point when you're in a world of such evil?
100%.
What's there to be? They say, oh, the gift of life. Where's the gift at? I don't know what gift they're talking about.
No, and the Bible
wait
says
a
that we're
second.
dead. The Bible says the people here on earth are dead because death and hell are cast into a lake of fire. So there's no life here. So yeah,
Exactly.
I agree with you.
But yeah,
Place is death. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on,
and they're still
these guys are out here. These guys are out here, man. Making their plans, to have children, and send them off to college. Right, they're starting their college funds for their kids. Everybody. Oh, they're working on that pension, right? Working on a a separate account for their future, right? Starting to invest in real estate, right, and
Yep.
all that. You know what I'm saying? So everybody is looking to continue themselves, here in the society. But you know what? Hey,
And
look, we're not trying to further ourselves here because we see what's happening right now. We see,
Yep.
hey, in the words of Rudy McNutt, this is it, right? This is truly it. What's going on right now, man. And you can see
Yep.
it, right? I mean, hell, the
Yeah.
evidence is there that
Yep.
hey, look, all the prophecies are happening right now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right, and
Go ahead.
if I was to go ask somebody right now, like an average Christian, like, hey, if you could snap your fingers right now, would you make the whole world end? And they'd be like, no, life's a gift. I love life. And it's like, so you're putting your selfish happiness over all the wars around the world, all the famine, all the
Yeah, exactly.
horrible, horrific things the elite are doing to children. All the your happiness and your fresh air is more important than that. Like, nobody should be happy to live here, especially when you know what I know and what you guys know.
Oh,
Absolutely,
wait a
Rich.
second. If you go to what is that? Ecclesiastes 1:18, it says what? He who increases in wisdom, he increases in much sorrow. Oh, Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely
Exactly.
oppression makes a wise man
Or
mad. Oh,
obscure.
so let me say this. You better believe I'm pissed off. You better
Oh, yeah.
believe ETT's mad. I mean,
Yeah.
that's for damn sure.
And here's the other
Look,
thing.
go ahead.
Here's the other thing. Fools have more confidence than wise people. Wise people are so smart they beat themselves up over everything, and fools are so confident in their own sorrow and patheticness.
Well,
yeah, I
it
mean,
says
this place is toast, man. Without a
it
doubt.
says that those that increase knowledge increase sorrow. So fools do not increase knowledge, so they have less sorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the scriptures speak about, it's better to be in the house of mourning than to be in the house of mirth, which represents what?
Yep.
These cats out here, man. And even back in the time of Rome, because I was watching some of those what's the word I'm looking for? Excavation
Documentary?
videos where they basically were, documentaries where they were going over, the Roman Colosseums, right? And you can see, what they did back then to entertain the people and to keep the people in order, is they would give
Yep.
them, free food handouts, and they would put on, gladiator battles,
Yeah,
every day in
yep,
the arena. Go ahead.
and this also has to do with sorry, had somebody drive by me. This also has to do with controlled, opposition. They use, football games and all that to keep everybody distracted, but they also use controlled opposition. If the people need a savior to prevent a revolution, they'll give them a savior, like Donald Trump. People actually think Donald Trump's fighting the Illuminati.
I know,
so
that's
laughable.
ridiculous, dude.
It's so laughable.
Ridiculous, dude. Come on. There are
But
flat
then you
earthers
got
that believe
these-
that.
Yeah. So, hey, look, the truth is America is really Rome all over again, right?
Yep.
That's why the scriptures say what? That the
Look,
beast that
look.
was and is not, and yet is, he is the
You
ape,
can even
right? So go ahead.
you can even go back to ancient Rome, and they're like the first people to have democracy and senators and everything. The same system America has. People's like America come up with something totally different that was never done before, but
Yeah.
that's not really the case.
Wait,
Right,
hold on.
right,
Can I
because-
ask about the he that is not and is the eighth? What is your interpretation of that? Because there are 5 kings, or 5 are fallen, and that from Revelation 17. I always wonder. Some people have been saying it's about the popes because of the Vatican, and I'm not really.
Well, let me answer that.
Yeah,
When
thanks.
you read that, mighty God, can you pull up that verse for us? Can you read that?
Yeah, is it 13 or 17?
17.
Revelation 17. But you see, what you have to understand about this, right? If you go up a little bit, it says what? That the city, which is on 7 hills. But here's the thing: the hills represent
The
kingdoms.
Rome.
Though these guys will use this verse and say that means that it's talking about the Vatican City, because Rome is known as the city on 7 hills, right? So they'll use this, say that it's Rome, but that's not true though, because according to the Bible, governments are referred to as mountains. So we're going to read this, but then we're going to understand that these are talking about 7 empires that existed throughout the history of the world. And then when it gets to the 8th beast came from the 7th, the 7th beast is talking about Great Britain, and the 8th beast is America, because if we know history,
it's
Great
king,
Britain was
though.
the mother of.
This is not the
Yeah,
beast.
but a king represents a kingdom.
Yeah, just let him finish. LOP, just let him finish his point. Then I'll read the verse. Then you can take it.
Right. So we know secular history, right? That America was founded by Britain, and this is even referenced in what is that? Jeremiah the 50th chapter. It speaks about your mother; she shall be sore confounded. She that bore you shall be ashamed. And there's another verse that mentions the lion, right? In Jeremiah. Mine of God might know what I'm referring to. But the symbol of Britain's the lion.
It's also in Second Ezra with that king that died in his sleep. It talks about that British power structure. But yeah, it's in the Bible for sure. The Bible's amazing.
Yeah, and we'll read it. Right, we'll give some understanding. But yeah, the 7th is talking about Great Britain, and the 8th is talking about America. Mine of God, you can read that.
Yeah, so Revelation 17, I'll start with verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Verse 6, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Verse 7, and the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundations of the world, when they beheld the beast that was and is not and yet is. Verse 9, and here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. Verse 10, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, one is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. So that language tells us that some of those things have already happened in the past. Verse 11, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th and is of the 7th and goeth into perdition.
Right. So all it's going into is it's
See,
speaking about the history of here. I'll let you speak in a second, but it's talking about empires that existed throughout the history of the world leading up until the modern time. He said there was 5 kings, right? The one is in ruling right now, which was the Roman Empire, but then that fell, and the next kingdom who came into rulership after Rome, the next major empire, was Great Britain, and then from Britain, right, the 7th came America, right? Quite literally, from the 7th came America, right? So we understand what this is talking about. LOP, I'll throw the mic
Thanks
over
a
to you.
yeah, thanks a lot, because I have a friend from England, and he still thinks that is referring all to Vatican. So I wanna link him probably to your if I could link, because my friend, he's really a cool guy, and he knows a lot about the Jesuits and all that kind of thing and stuff, and so if you could give me something that would explain this, some video that you made about America
Yeah.
being the
All
one referred to in Revelation 17 and not Vatican. So that would be great to show him, because he keeps asking, and I'm telling him, but I don't know as much as you about this thing. So
right. Yeah.
I want
I'll
to
send
kind
you
of
a video if
show
I
him
can
some
find
video
one.
about it. Yeah.
Right, but real quick, just to back up what we were saying, mind of God, can you get what is that, Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 25? Because I just want to show you, LOP, where in the scriptures it refers to kingdoms, it refers to them as mountains, right? So this
hey
is
guys,
where
when can I
guys
get
get
my opinion?
confused. Go ahead.
Ridge, we'll give you a chance. We'll just read this, and then we
We'll
need
let you
man.
talk.
Jeremiah 51:25. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth, and I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain.
Right. So it's talking about a empire. Anyway, Ridge, I'll send the mic over to you.
Okay, thanks, man. So I'm gonna say that I completely disagree with y'all, and
Oh,
I don't
okay.
believe
Well,
it.
hey, that's cool, bro. That's cool. Let's talk about it.
No, ETT
Yeah,
kick him. You're not allowed to disagree, Ridge.
hey, that's how Andrew Ashby is, ain't it?
What do you disagree with?
Yeah.
Mystery Babylon being America, or the
No,
sequence?
okay. So I completely agree that Mystery Babylon is America.
Okay, good.
But the reason that led me to that has to do with what I think the beast is. Okay, which I'll say this: I do believe the beast is Donald Trump, because, like I said, and this is just from personal experience, I've never seen so-called Christians worship and literally call this guy
Wait.
Savior, say he's the second coming.
Hold on. Can I ask something real quick? What
What?
beast are you referring to, though? Because there's multiple different ones in the scripture. So what one are you referencing to that you're saying is Donald
The
Trump?
sixth and the eighth beast. Okay, because
Well, wait, but they represent kingdoms, though.
no, that's what I disagree with you on.
Okay, can you show me why you believe that? Because I'm interested, right? My God, you
Okay,
want to add anything in?
Well, what I would say that ETT says, do you agree with the text? Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Revelation 17:11, is this the beast you're talking about? And the beast that was and is not, even he is the
Yes,
eighth and is of the
yes.
seventh? Okay, just wondering.
Yeah.
Okay. But Rich, here
or I might-
one thing to add, you have to understand this too, and it says, and goeth into perdition, right? And that's what it said earlier when I read that in verse 8. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition, so destruction. So you're
right.
help tie that part together.
Okay, so like I said, I think that's talking about the Antichrist. Okay, and Donald Trump, I believe his deadly head wound was losing this election, and of course, I believe he's going to come back in 2024. But anyway, this is just a personal, spiritual thing I have from seeing Christian family members and everybody literally believe that some guy that's had 3 wives is one of the richest people, just an absolute immoral person, is literally going to save the world, and is basically just guy that's chosen by God as the second coming.
Just
Rich,
real
he's
quick,
not actually that rich relative to all the really, really rich people, right? $1 billion.
I just want to understand real quick, because you mentioned the head wound, which that's in Revelation the 13th chapter, right? So
Yeah,
you're saying that Donald Trump is the same one from Revelation the 13th chapter?
yeah.
Wait, but isn't that the beast that makes people take the MOB? And remember to use code word when you respond. Mighty God, you want to add anything in?
Well,
Oh, can you
it's the
get
same
that text
person.
for
Well,
us in Revelation
here's
13?
yeah,
It's the same person
but here,
because
check
he's going
this.
to come back for another term.
Here's the deal. Here's the interesting thing about the numerology. Revelation 17:13. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. And so here's the deal. So this is prophesying a one world government. So but Ridge, do you think Trump is essentially going to be the figurehead for the one world government?
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay, so that's a stretch, but
Wait, real quick. I just want to understand real quick. Right, so Trump is the beast then, correct?
Yes, that's what I believe.
Okay. Oh, okay, good. Okay, good. But here's my question to you. As it
Okay.
says the beast, he will hate the whore and will burn her with fire. So what does that mean? So how is Trump going to turn against America if he is the one
Yeah,
ruling
well,
in America then?
okay, well, I've talked about this before on Twitter Jade stream. But when you have all that stuff talking about that certain number, y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't want to say the numbers. I don't want to get you taken down. But,
Right.
that number, Anon, I do believe it's a false hope, a psyop. But also, if it's true, it's not a good thing. It just means Donald Trump is getting rid of the old world order to be seen as the hero and then push his own new world order because all these Illuminists, they want to share power. Rothschild, Rockefeller, they're all together. So they're all sharing power together. And this Antichrist, if he goes against the whore, he removes this system and then takes over on his own as this one world leader with nobody up to his level whatsoever.
Ridge, I want you to at least know our position. Can't speak for LOP, but I certainly know that ETT and I, End Time Teacher, we teach that there's many antichrists. There's not one. So are you aware of the Bible, at least some verses that support that stance, that there is no singular
absolutely.
Antichrist? Okay.
Yeah, I also agree
Absolutely.
that there is
Okay, so yeah,
many
LOP agrees too.
antichrists. Yeah.
So, we're not waiting for one antichrist like maybe you are. Again, I can't prove this to you.
Let me say this. Even though I disagree with Ridge, and we can continue this conversation because this is good, right? We disagree on it, but I will say this: at least nobody's sitting here believing what faithful servants of Christ believes. Because I asked him, and he's told me that the Antichrist is going to ascend out of hell, is what he told me, right? And the Antichrist is going to fly out of the underworld, is what he told me, along with his demon minions with him. You know what I'm saying? So at least we're not going there.
How about before we keep going, we find a middle ground real quick? Can we all at least agree that this amount of worship for an immoral person that's a billionaire and has had 3 wives and all this other stuff is pretty jacked up? And
But the 3 wives is not sinful. That's biblical.
Wait,
you mean bringing that up? That's not evil.
Trump or
Trump having 3 wives? That's fine. That's good.
He has one wife. What are you talking about?
No, but the fact that he's been married and divorced or whatever. The 3 wives thing is not a big deal.
Yeah.
Wait,
you're only supposed to get divorced over cheating, is my understanding.
No, but I'm just saying.
He had the
divorce
Sammy
part,
Daniels or Stormy Daniels, whatever. No, it's true.
No, I know. No, but Ridge, all I'm trying to say is, okay, fair enough. You can play the divorce card. That's fine. But the multiple wives, we have no issues with that here.
Well, I mean, King Solomon had multiple wives, but that was from another kingdom,
Right.
Wait. I want to understand, son. Who is worshiping Donald Trump?
So many people.
No, I don't think so. Not that many.
The conservative Christian church.
Him.
I mean, let me say this. I know there's a lot of people who like him. I know that. I mean, hell, I know a lot of people that like Donald Trump. That's true. But I don't see anybody, worshiping him. Just like when Rock Upon him, when I met up with that brother and we had a debate in real life, that brother's very cool, right? We had some, some jokes off camera, inside joke.
Okay,
but anyway, well, hold on. But I asked him, I mean, are people going to go over and worship Pope Francis in Vatican City? Because he teaches that Pope Francis is the Antichrist, right? So we don't see people worshiping the Pope like that, right? So who is worshiping Donald Trump like that? I haven't seen anybody worship Donald Trump.
But wait,
But
Rich, let me
worship
ask you
can
this.
just mean like
Rich.
they respect and they cheer and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
people
okay,
do
what's
that.
y'all's-
They go
what's y'all's
crazy.
question?
Did you see? You know, yeah.
No one
And y'all
cares
got-
about Trump that much anymore, man.
But
Not here.
They used
Y'all are
to,
going to
though.
let me talk.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you can literally find they had a giant golden statue of Trump they worship. There was an emperor god statue. You can look these up online. It's pretty easy to find. But
All right, so
besides
wait,
that,
Rich, let me ask you this. You believe that Trump will then rise up and be the figurehead for the New World Order, fair enough. And then you
Yeah.
believe that he'll be the one who will implement the quote unquote mark of the beast, let's say a microchip in the future. That's your position?
yep.
Okay, just wondering.
Okay, so as I was saying, you just go to his rallies. There is people saying, putting on the same shirts. They have these shirts printed, Trump is my president and Jesus is my savior. I mean, when you really start looking at this stuff, it's almost clear that they're putting this man to the same level as Jesus Christ. And you say nobody cares about Trump anymore. Dude, go on BitChute and look up that certain letter. You'll find people saying, oh, he was going to come back in August. He's going to come back then. He's going to save America. He's still secretly having all these elitists
Right.
executed.
Yeah, he's
This-
right. Many people still,
Yeah.
Trump will return soon. He will take over the.
I
Yeah.
like the way ETT would answer this. He would just say he's an actor. That's it. So
One thing, let me say this. One thing I do find interesting, though, to go along with what Rich is saying, not saying I agree, but I do find this interesting. I don't know if you guys know about this thing called the Illuminati card game, but there's a card in the game that shows a man who looks like Donald Trump. You guys can pull that card up. Go on Google and look that up. Right, that's very interesting. And this card game was made back in 1996. Right, they show you things in there. I mean, hell, there's a card in there that literally has a face diaper on it and a medical mask. And I can't say the name of the card because it will get the video taken down.
Really?
But do
And-
some research into
yeah.
this.
I haven't seen that one. Let me see.
And did
that.
you know that
it
about
starts with
Back
a
to the
P.
Future? He was, like the Biff Tannen character. That was like a symbol for Trump too, because you had the towers and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Yeah, but I mean that's
I just know Russian Vids has covered that, but I didn't realize
Yeah,
the
yeah,
face
yeah,
diaper
yeah.
part was on there. That's pretty dope.
I
Oh, you're right,
I did
dude.
some research.
You're right,
into that.
dude. There is one with that. That's amazing, man.
It's in Back
mine
to the
got it.
Future
Have
Part
you ever
2,
seen that
but
before?
yeah.
Not this one. Not the one with the epidemic on it. So
Oh, see, ETT brought out something new tonight.
well, those card games are pretty cool, man. Because I think Russian Viz was the first person I've seen who referenced those. But yeah, there's also a flat Earth
Well,
one.
It's cool, but it's
Oh,
also
there's-
scary because it shows how
There's
stupid
a fake
people
moon
are.
landing one. And
Right.
by the way, just for a little fun fact, I looked up on eBay because I wanted to see how much the packs were for for one pack. It's like, I believe it's like $100 for it. But if you want the entire collection, right, all the cards together, you're gonna have to pay a whopping $1,000. I mean, hell, that's enough money to last ETT the rest of his life in pure luxury, right there. And I'm not even being sarcastic.
You could make it to Christ's third return at that point, right? That's
Hey, look,
unreal,
let
dude.
me say this, man. Let me say this, and I don't even want to. This is just the truth, okay? The way the ETT, the poverty ETT has, man. Hey, look, if ETT had $10,000, man, ETT would be able to live to the next ice age, right, past the Millennia Kingdom,
Jeez,
off that type of money. You know what I'm saying?
that's wild, man.
Hey guys, what I was saying was the reason the card game is so scary is because it shows how stupid Americans are. That they literally put it in plain sight for you to see 100%, and we still have people that are blind. It literally doesn't make sense to me. I can't.
Rich, who's they? Who put that? Who put that out there?
The sheeple. What do you think?
No. Who's they? Who made the Illuminati card game? You
That's
said
a
they
good
put it
question.
out.
No.
Yeah, it's God. It's a creator. But yeah, they're clues, right? Like Mark Sargent leaves clues. There's clues in the Illuminati card game, and yeah, it's amazing because for us, we see all those as clues. But yeah, a lot of people are sound asleep. They won't. The Bible's coming true right now, and people still won't read it. So I don't know. So either it's not true or it's very true, and it's only for us. So it's
and another thing is we still have sheeple that I would think after it being exposed that a bunch of, people in the government literally go watch a mock human sacrifice to an owl god at the Bohemian Grove, that would be pretty groundbreaking. But no, people still trust the system. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean that's why they're without excuse. You know, and the Bible says that. Like they know. So when God puts the judgment on them, we don't feel sorry for them. So
Yeah.
And it's
can't
like
figure it out by
Christ said,
now.
like when he returns, like shall he find faith on earth?
Exactly,
And he
exactly.
says probably not much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He won't. Not much. So, but Ridge, we reject your notion, but it's interesting nonetheless. So you should come on board with the actual truth. Okay, there's many antichrists. Okay, billions. In
Wait,
fact.
real quick, may I ask, well, who are the other beasts that are talked about in the prophecies then?
Oh boy, I would
17.
have to go look at this chart. But
Wait, but
I believe not.
what I want to understand though, because we understand them as being empires, right? As being kingdoms, right? So I just want to understand, like, where do you get the notion from it? They're talking about like humans, right? Like actual men. I just don't understand where you get that.
Well, um, I believe that the beast is referencing the Antichrist.
Right, but
And Trump,
the word
Trump's
is
the
man.
Antichrist, right?
Wait, say that again, man.
You said that Trump's the Antichrist, right?
That's what it's pushing towards. Let's say it that
What?
way.
But that would have to mean his name is 666, and that doesn't matter because it's the number of a mankind. Also, if you look anthropos in original of Greek, it means like mankind as a whole. So that theory doesn't really hold water because there are many antichrists. That's what I'm saying. That's what we are saying. Right?
let me say this, man. You got cats out here saying that like our good friend More Than a Flame, he teaches that Christ already came and ruled for the millennia kingdom, right? Christ ruled 1,000 years during the Dark Ages, and we're living after the time of Christ right now. Let's talk about that a couple minutes. Well, my God, what are your thoughts on that? That Christ already ruled in the Middle Ages. When
Well,
the
ETT,
bubonic plague
let
was
me
going
tell you
on, by the
this.
way.
Let me fix up that language. Somebody who teaches that is not a friend of the Mind of God channel. You're more diplomatic than me, okay? But no, that's ridiculous, man. That's insulting to all the people worldwide that are catching hell, quite literally. So no.
By the way, I have to mention this as well because I was watching his conversation with Good Servant. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but he was saying that, the MOB, all of that, all Babylon the Great being taken down, all of that happened, a long time ago. All that took place in history. Then when you ask him, okay, well, at what point did that happen? And he's like, we'll have to get back to you on that. You know what I'm saying? It's just
They don't know anything, man.
That's terrible.
Hey.
Oh, but remember, Pastor William Bell, he said that the church is dwelling safely right now.
Hey, Age.
Go ahead.
You remember that guy that said Pope Francis was Mystery Babylon?
Yeah.
Well, Sacramento thinks it's an actual woman. So come on, Sacramento, dude. You gotta he's drowning in the sauce, so to speak.
No, dude, but you can ask Age. You can ask Age. There was actually a dude that said Pope Francis was Mystery Babylon.
Well, no, there's some people, dude. There's some people who are quote Hebrew Israelites that teach that nonsense too. So I don't know.
They believe a person is Mystery Babylon.
Well, I mean, it's close. They believe it's, to me, the Vatican and Vatican City is just as ridiculous. But I mean, a small little plot of land is orchestrating all this evil. Like, how does that make any more sense?
Well, wait a second. You have these guys are out there now teaching that that the harlot, right, is the Vatican City, right, but also the Roman Catholic Church, right, because they believe that it's a philosophy, right, that it's a actual church, right, that their teachings are antichrist. That's what the Seventh-day Adventists, they say that Vatican City is Babylon, but also the Roman Catholic Church in general, right? That's why you have the Catholic churches on every street corner, pretty much around the world, right? So they'll use that to say that the harlot that deceived the earth by her philosophy is talking about the Roman Catholic Church. What's everyone think about that?
Well,
yeah, that's what my friend believes as well. The Catholic Church being the harlot. Yes.
Well,
Well-
LP, you got to defriend and unfriend that person.
No, no, no. He's
I'm just messing with you.
no. That's what I'm saying, bro.
That's
I want to show
ridiculous.
him that you guys teaching that the Mystery Babylon is actually not Vatican.
Well, I would say
so please.
But what ETT went into is a bit more like nuanced, and I would say that's good to know that that's a a historical
hey,
transition
guys,
of power. But if you read Revelation 17 and 18 and you don't understand that that's America, I mean, I don't know how. Like, what else could it be? You know what I mean? So you work
Hey,
backwards.
how come there are no names under our like pictures avatars here? Because I don't know, like,
because there's 4 of us in here, so it has to have
because I
enough
don't
room for all
know
of us.
your name. The Rich.
Ridge, Ridge, yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Rich.
Thanks.
You can call me Shirag. The mind of God's kind of heavy, like LOP. You know me,
Shirag.
man, offline.
Okay.
CP is good too. I call ETT Biggie. Biggie.
No,
Smalls.
dude, no.
I don't know why you
no,
call
don't.
me in your email. You call me JH, but that's
Isn't that your initials?
No, that's not. My
on
name
the
is
email, that's
Joseph.
what it says.
Yeah, but that's a made up initial.
Oh,
My
okay.
name is
Sorry, I
Joseph,
won't do that. My bad. Yeah,
and
I'll
the
call you.
surname starts with M, but I don't like the surname, so I use
Oh,
H
okay.
Right.
because that's my
Real
favorite song
quick.
from Tool. So
Okay, I won't do that.
Real
My bad.
quick,
It's good to
the
know.
nail in the coffin for teaching that the Catholic Church is Mystery Babylon the Great is that the Catholic Church in Vatican City doesn't make money by trading merchandise, though, and that's 70%
Yeah,
of what
exactly.
the scriptures speak about, right? A merchant city. That's not talking about the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church don't make no money off anything, right? You know what
And
I'm
the
saying?
cargo
So
ships
that's
have
the
to
nail in the coffin.
after it gets burned, the cargo ships have to wonder where are we going to take this merchandise. So it can only be America or China. That's it, because that's where they're going back and forth from. So
Oh, I don't know if you guys seen it, but Elder Apostle the Harbor jumped on a GMS member because he did a video saying that that what we see going on with all these ships not being able to harbor, he said that was a fulfillment of the scripture we're quoting, right? How the shipmasters are standing
Right.
afar off,
right.
and Tahar got on him for that, and they were saying, oh, this brother got to be suspended, which he was going off on that because it's not talking about that takes place after the destruction when you read the
Agreed.
chapter.
Agreed.
Right.
It's a
So yeah,
prelude.
that
It's a
brother was
clue.
really going
It's
off.
a clue, though, right? Because we know where they're going.
Right.
So,
Yes.
yeah, but it's
yes.
not a fulfillment. Yes, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, agreed. I'll read the verse just so people understand what what we're talking about. These ships, right? And so the merchants.
Oh, and the Catholic, by the way,
Mhm.
but while you're pulling that up, a fun fact, by the way, is the Vatican City is only populated by 2,000 people.
Right.
So how the hell is a city that's 2 square miles long the city that reigns over the earth? You had one coon come on the comment board. I did a video response to this.
Yeah.
But his one argument that America can't be Babylon is he said that it says it's a city, right? So see, well, it has to be a city like the Vatican City because it says it's a city. So see, it can't be America because America is a nation instead. I'll throw it back to mine.
Yeah, Revelation 18:15. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. What's 18 plus 15? 33. That's why we see 33 in all these merchants and all these corporations. Verse 16, and saying, alas, alas, the great city which has clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. Verse 17, for in 1 hour so great riches has come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. Verse 18, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? Verse 19, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, the great city, listen to this, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. And if you do the math on these missiles from North Korea, LOP and I were doing some math on that. I mean, they can come here. That could be a literal 1 hour. Don't be surprised. The Most High has been getting busy.
But you were saying it will be from Iran, not North Korea, right?
Yeah, I think North Korea and Iran. I know for sure it's Iran because Jeremiah, but I suspect it's North Korea. That's why we see more of that stuff in the news now. But I also suspect that those things will be shot from the water as well. So,
but like they are not in North Korea and Iran, they're not like working together, like, right?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
They are.
Yeah,
Oh.
and the Bible
Well,
says that. Yeah.
hold on, real quick. Are you guys talking about what are you guys saying? Because I wanted to chime in on that.
Well,
What are you guys saying?
I'll read the verse. Revelation 17:17. Sorry, 16, Revelation 17:16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest, this is what we were wondering. What are these 10 horns? These shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Listen to this, verse 17. For God had put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast till the words of God shall be fulfilled. We were debating, wondering what are those 10 horns? I believe one of them has to be Iran to fulfill Jeremiah.
Right. The 10 horns,
And the
seven
other
heads and
horns?
the 10 horns, they represent the NATO and the EU, which is basically a assembly of great nations, right? So we'd be in agreement on that. It's assembly of nations, right? Which those nations you guys mentioned, all of them could have part in this, right? Nobody knows the exact number, but the point is the allies of America, even the mother of America, right? Great Britain. It says, as we quoted in Jeremiah, even the mother of America will be sore confounded and will be ashamed. Right. So
but
all
how
of these
many
allies are going to turn against.
Yeah.
but how
Go ahead.
many the 10 you said the 10 horns, so that represents 10 nations, but is European Union counted as one, or because there is so many in European EU
hold
is
on.
many
And
countries,
this
right?
is, yes, but here's the thing though, you have to understand the history of it, because it originally started as 10 nations, but it now today it's like 28 nations, but officially it started off as 10, right? But over time there
Oh, that's
became
true.
more
Yeah.
members to it, right? So
Even
over
if you
time
read
it
it
got
as
bigger.
symbolic,
We are
even
in too.
even if you read it as
No.
symbolic, it's okay. But we know ultimately that, and even what we just read is that they're all a one world government. But this is what ETT was talking about. Jeremiah 50 verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her, and thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. And that, by the way, that only makes sense on a flat earth. The north country, if you go north on America on a flat earth, you will get all those nations on the other side.
Oh, I got it. I got a question.
What is north from America on flat earth? It's like Asia or what?
Let me look. Actually, that's a good question. It's hard to know because we don't have an exact map.
I mean, north could be just north in latitude, which could mean like Russia and North Korea is pretty north latitude as well.
All
Canada,
of them, literally. But
yeah.
LOP, whenever you have a minute, just look up a flat Earth map and look at America, right? And if you go over to the other side, you're going to see all those nations you just listed.
Wait, flat Earth map. Okay, let me see.
Yeah, so just go to the other
quick,
side.
let me ask you a question.
Places. Yeah.
Let me see who's been studying. What are the arrows that it's speaking about? What are these arrows that are going to be shot? What's that mean? LOP, do you know?
Okay, so I can see what you mean now. LOP, Chirac. You have like, okay, north from North America, you have basically Europe,
places.
Russia, everything, right?
Exactly. So,
but not places like South America. That's south still.
That's fine. Yeah, I doubt it would be them. I doubt it would be Australia or anything like that. But those arrows,
no, that's like more east.
I think we know. I think we know that they will not miss, which also proves that that's in the last days. Because how did they have that technology in the past?
Right. But I'm just asking so everyone knows. Me and Mine God know what the arrows are, but LOP, do you know what those arrows are that it's referring to?
Wait, I think I did not hear that verse.
I'll read it. I'll read it again. This is a good one.
Thanks.
We got to understand these because this is a very powerful one. Jeremiah 50 verse 9. For lo, I will raise. This is God. I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. They're all going to hit.
Well, arrows, that could mean, the missile.
The arrows.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got
exactly.
it. Give you yourself a pat on the back. The arrows are talking about nuclear weapons.
Yeah, in the modern, in the modern times, that would be it, I guess.
But Flat Earth Boxer says they don't exist. Well, so who do we believe?
Yeah, well, I mean,
what doesn't
let's
exist?
talk about this.
He doesn't believe that those flying nuclear weapons exist.
Oh,
right. Hold on, Ridge. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Hey, Ridge. Do you believe in nuclear weapons, or are they a hoax?
I don't really have an opinion on it. I haven't looked at it enough, to be honest.
All right, fair enough.
But are you skeptical of them, or like, do you have a standpoint? Like,
I mean,
what do
I'm
you?
kind of skeptical of everything the mainstream media says.
That's good. That's good. Actually, that's a good
Yeah,
answer.
because you have guys out
But
here, man, that say that nuclear weapons don't exist. Usually, it's these flat Earth guys, right? They're on here saying that
Yeah,
dinosaurs
exactly.
don't exist, and then they're
but some
saying that
people,
nuclear weapons
sorry,
don't exist.
but some people say that like satellites don't exist and the International Space Station don't exist. Like, you
I
know,
would say that's more credible of an argument than missiles don't exist, because missiles are like obviously true because we see them demonstrating their power. So I'll take somebody more seriously if they are skeptical of satellites, and I
No,
do
but like
believe there's something up there. But
that it has to be like up there something like you have the, you know, how else would you
right,
get
yeah,
Google
exactly,
Earth and images,
exactly,
right? I
exactly.
mean, or the yeah.
But if there's no missiles that can fly from one end of flat Earth to the other, then the Bible can't be true. It's a joke. They will not be able to fulfill what we just read. So there
Yeah,
has
and
to
we
be.
Yeah,
know that
and
they
keep
are
in mind,
real.
there's scriptures that
So,
speak. There's scriptures that speak about the arrows being shot from one end of the earth to the other. So therefore, we understand that it can't be talking about physical, bow and arrows like what they used back in those times. It has to be
Right.
talking about something more sophisticated, which we understand now it to be these nuclear weapons. All right. I mean, hell, Russia has um some missiles over there. I believe they have one called the Son of Satan, right? I wonder
Yeah, I
why they
heard about
named it
that.
that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Which, I mean, hell, that can wipe out a place the size of Texas, man. Right. So these are
and they are long
these aren't
distance,
anything to
right?
play
Like,
around.
Well,
I mean, hey, look,
ETT, let me give you something
go ahead.
here. You'll like this. This is shout out to I got this from Tahar. So I make fun of Tahar a lot, but I got this one from him. Revelation 9:16, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. So
200
Right, and
million.
those are going into the missiles.
yeah, that's the missiles. Those are not like horses or whatever people
Oh,
teach
wait,
that
wait
are.
a
So,
second.
Yeah, but it's
Somebody
200
said,
thousands.
yeah,
So
it's a
that's
lot.
200 million, right?
Yeah, I mean, this place. Think about how many you would need though to burn an entire landmass as big of America. You would need that many, and you'd
well,
fire them all at
hold
the
on,
same time.
real
Wow.
quick, real quick. Somebody said, there's a camp out there that teaches that what we just read, right? The verse might have God just read. They said that's talking about angels, right? That's talking about an army of angels. And then he got these cats out here. I believe even Rob Skiba, which of course, rest in peace, Rob Skiba. But
R.I.P.
he did a right, right. But he did a video about the 200 million man army, right?
Yeah, I
You can
know, I
find
know.
that on
Yeah, I
YouTube.
know.
Right, right. Let me see real quick.
You know what's
Uh,
funny though, dude? I
And
could.
he really
here,
died. That's
real
crazy.
quick. Let me just check something. 2-letter J. Is that you?
3
Jay,
letter.
is that you?
Sure.
Yeah, go check 3-letter. Maybe it's 3 letters.
3 letter J. Wait, the 2 letter J is Sacramento movement.
Yeah, they're the same. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
He has like
Let me
millions
see
of
real quick.
accounts.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, okay. Hey, 2-letter J. Go ahead. I removed you because I didn't see your message that you put, so I thought you were a troll account. So just go ahead and click the link again, and then I'll bring you back onto the show.
That guy
Sorry about that.
he used to think that I am Samuel Owen too or something.
Dude, I like when he called you a British guy. He's like, "Oh, who's that British guy?"
Yeah, he called me British. I don't know why. Like because I don't know. I know why because I said bollocks and that's
But
British
LOP,
term. But I don't care.
I have to admit, we as Americans, we're not that smart. We don't know accents, dude. We just assume everybody over there is British. So I put myself.
Yeah, exactly.
I put myself.
But
in
it's
that
okay.
category.
I mean, I don't have a typical accent of my region because I've
Right.
been traveling since a child. So you know.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to like. No one has been able to guess where I'm from based on my speech. So
Yeah.
Hey, let me introduce another topic to have a discussion on. Let's see. Hey, Ridge, you
Wait,
have
ETT,
any?
ETT, can I read this
go
verse
ahead.
quickly just to round out this missile thing? This is good.
Go ahead.
Really,
Go ahead.
Revelation 9:15, and the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay a third part of man. Listen to this. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. I heard the number of them. Verse 17. And thus I saw the horses in the vision. So now he's going to describe what these horses are. Picture this in your mind. This is amazing how amazing the Bible is. And them that sat on them having breastplates of fire, okay, and jacinth and a brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions. So they have to have nuclear warheads. Listen to this. And out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. So there's fire going to be coming out of both ends of these things. Okay.
But brimstone is sulfur, right? Sulfur.
Yeah,
it is.
And
sulfur.
brimstone and the heads of the horses. Yeah, I mean, brimstone, I think just referencing the fact that it's fire, you know, it's destructive.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
but sulfur, it's
which
acid,
by the way,
sulfur, yeah.
right, which by the way, you know, it's just a parable, right? It's not actually, they're not actual lions, right? Oh, and by the way, I just got a notification that Good Servant is live. Somebody should go over there and tell that guy to come over here, man. Or we might have to infiltrate his live show.
There's a lot of people here now, so.
Yeah,
Hey,
let
two-letter
me
J,
just
are you
finish these
there?
3 verses, and then I'll pass it back because
Yeah,
these are
all
these
right,
are
go
really
ahead,
good.
go ahead.
It gives us more
Yep.
clarity. Verse 18, by these 3 was the third part of men killed. Listen to this: by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone, which issued out of their mouths. And for their power is in their mouth and in their tails. For their tails were like unto serpents and had heads, and with them they do hurt. And so this is describing this propulsion, you know, like even if you look at a rocket, right? Out of their back, you'll see these sort of propulsion things, and out of the front, you'll look at a nuclear warhead. So that's it. So I pass it back.
Right, right. Those are clearly talking about nuclear weapons. As I said, you have camps out here that said that those are talking about an army of angels, right? And then you have these other cats out here saying that those are, you know, like an actual army of men that's gonna, you know, invade America or something like that. There's just a lot of crazy stuff, man. But Ridge, are you still there, man? We wanted to ask you about you know, what are your
Yeah, I'm
thoughts
still here.
on polygamy, right? Is it no longer okay for a man to have more than one woman today, according to the Bible?
Put it this way, I just don't believe in divorce, you know, from a biblical perspective. I'm pretty sure it talks about how you can't divorce unless you're cheating, but if it's all consensual and you're having multiple wives and all, I think that's different, you know.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah, that's fine.
I think we could agree to that. I think we could agree on that.
Hey, I just found one verse, Psalm 11:6, with the fire also. Look, upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and an horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. So that's
Wow.
you know, like he will rain snares. That's like the snare means like a you know, obstacle, like something like a trap, right?
Yeah.
Fire and brimstone and an horrible tempest. You know, that's probably also talking about, like, and it's 11:6, so you know it's the number is
There you go.
you know, if you
one of my top students, man. That's money. That's great. Yeah.
yeah, I
mean,
learned
hell,
a lot from you, I gotta say. That's very true. Yeah.
yeah. Hey, two of my top guys that you know are always there is you know, Desan and of course the brother, you know, Luke, which I've known Luke ever since I've known that brother for a long time, man. I got to be good 4 years or something like that. You know, that me and that brother go back a far way, man. But you know, yeah, at the end of the day, man, you know, we're coming into some serious times here. That's all I'm
100%.
gonna say, man. You
100%.
know, hey, look, and we say it all the time, right? We sound like a broken record by the amount of time we speak about these things. But I mean, it has to be reiterated because this is serious, right? We're in some serious times here, man. I mean, hell, we're pretty much in the hour of temptation right now, looking at, you
Ooh.
know, this juice,
I knew you were
right,
gonna
and
say that,
everything it's
dude.
going.
I knew you were gonna say that, man. Come on. Why do you give me such a hard time? Maybe he will return this year, ETT. Keep your mind open, man. You never know.
And as I said, man, you know, we're gonna find out. Okay, we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, only time can tell at this point. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, we don't want to be like these other cats out here, like our friend, you know, Good Serpent, right? As Mighty God said, right?
No,
You
we do
know what
not
I'm
want to be
saying?
like Good Serpent. No, definitely not. Please.
I mean, that cat's talking around in circles all day. I mean, he sits there and says the same exact thing every single day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, come on, man. I mean,
I
It's
need to
like
watch that.
LOP, you'll find it funny. You'll laugh.
These days of no, I mean no, that's this podcast. Sorry, the wolf in sheep's clothing. Yeah, I need to
Yeah,
watch.
you'll laugh, man. If
But
you
it
don't
has
mind
8
LOP,
dislikes.
give that. Well, if you like it. But if you don't mind smashing the dislike a couple hundred times, I mean, I don't
No,
know.
you
man.
can actually. Did you know that if you create like I have 5 accounts, just like
Yeah.
in case somebody blocks me, and if you dislike one video from all your 5 accounts, it disappears. Like it doesn't work that way anymore.
Yeah, they have an algorithm.
Let
to
me-
remove it.
Right. So
I've
you cannot
tried- I've-
dislike
I
it
got-
more than once. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, agreed. Yep.
Let me ask everyone a question real quick. I'll ask Ridge this first, and everyone else can chime in. But Ridge, how old do you believe the Earth is?
I'm gonna guess 6,000 years.
Okay. Mine have got an LOP. What do you guys think about the age of the Earth? And then we can discuss why we believe that. What do you guys think?
I'll let LOP take that first.
Yeah, I used to do some kind of like the research calculations from like in the Bible you have all these ages in the Genesis, and then you could come up with the number, and it does actually from Adam up to this day it adds up to actually more than what he said, more than 6,000. So, and then, but as you said, I think you're right with this 6 days creation, that it was like one day as 1,000 years, as it is written actually many times in the Bible, not just once.
Right. And
It's
I'm
also
gonna.
in Isaiah, not just in Peter says it
Right.
too, right? So
Yeah.
it could be thousands of years that God created it, but not
Right.
literal
And I'm
like
gonna.
7 days.
Sorry to talk over you, man. But yeah, I wanted to. I'm gonna present that in a second, but I just wanted to let you guys present that. But yeah, you're right. The 7 days of creation were actually 7,000 years, and the proof of that is, what is that? 2 Peter 3:8. For one day is like to the Lord is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years are like one day. So this is where Christians get it wrong. Is they're right as far as the history, right? The Earth would be, without the 7,000 years, the Earth would be like 6,000 years old. They would be right on that. However, you have to count in the 7,000 years. Okay, so the Earth, according to the scriptures, according to mine of God might know this verse, but according to what is that? Second Ezra's
14.
Second Ezra's chapter. Yeah, mine of God, you want to pull that up for
Yeah,
us?
I got
Second
it.
Ezra's
Yep.
14th chapter.
I got it. Second Ezra's 14:11. For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are already gone. This is when Ezra was writing this, and a half of a 10th part. So 10 and a half out of 12 was already done when Ezra wrote this. Let me find out when Ezra's book of Second Ezra was written. So it just gives you some sense of how deep we are into the end. Do you know when Second Ezra was written? What year?
I'm not necessarily sure, but I know that Ezra was born roughly 400 years before Christ, because
You're right.
there's a verse in there that says
Yeah,
that
that's
within
right.
400 years. Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So you're right. So at that time, that's 10 and a half parts prior to Christ on the scene. So if you do the math, I mean, we're at the end. So
Right. But yeah, we can go back to that verse. We're going to show everyone that the Earth, the correct age of the Earth, is roughly 12,000 years old.
let's do the math actually while we're here, man. So how do we do the numbers on this ETT? So you're saying up to Christ on the scene to Genesis is how many years? 5,000? Does anyone know?
Yeah, I would say, let me say this. The story of creation took place over 7,000 years. And then the rest of history, we could lump that into, let's say, 4,000 years, give or take some. But then from the time of Christ up to us now is 2,000 years. So we have to, nobody really knows exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's something along those lines.
So this makes sense. So from creation to Esdras is almost 5,000 years. Let's say that, pretty close to 5,000. And Esdras is being told here that that's 10 and a half out of 12. So it's almost all of it. So it's very clear that the rest that's left is it's pretty much it. So
Yeah, you know, it's
one and a
it's
half.
evident because you know I always see these Christians on here when I watch their debates. They always say that the Earth's 6,000 years old, but then I think to myself, it's like, well, wait a second, but the 7 days of creation were 1,000 years each. You know, they never thought about that before. Ridge, what are your thoughts on this?
Uh, I was wondering if I could bring up another topic actually.
Well, I'll let you do that, but real quick, do you have any feedback on this? Like, do you want to refute it, or do you have any thoughts on it, or what do you think? You
Wait,
there, bro?
hey,
Can you hear
who
me?
said? Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
can
hear
hear
you,
you.
Rich.
Can you hear
Go
me?
ahead.
Okay,
Yes.
well, what people don't realize, I was saying is, what people don't realize is that Christianity and science go hand in hand. They try to make it out like they're bitter enemies, but it's really not that way, you know.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, it's perfectly aligned. Now we know that the Bible is the ultimate science book. It's
Yep.
supreme.
Right, absolutely. Which is something I found interesting, just to point this out, is I know we spoke of Saudi Arabia, right? How they found Mount Sinai over there, because they for the longest time people were looking for it over in the land of Egypt. But I was reading the book of Ephesians. I believe it's the 4th chapter. It says that Saudi Arabia is where Mount Sinai is located, right? So in your free time, go ahead and read that chapter. All right, but it shows us that the scriptures are true because they actually found the Mount Sinai over in Saudi Arabia, right? Look up Ron Wyatt on YouTube and watch that documentary, right? So that clearly cuts these atheists because these physical places actually exist, just like they found Noah's Ark on the resting place
Yeah.
that the Bible said that the ark came to rest on, right? They found Sodom and Gomorrah, right? They found seals that have the prophet Isaiah's name on it, right? They actually found the tomb where Christ was buried in. Then that's a whole nother topic there, but it's very interesting once you look into this stuff. But not to go too far off topic. Ridge, what was the subject you wanted to present?
Yeah, this ain't really a subject. It's just something I'd like to talk about for a little bit. Isn't it ironic? I was here when you were talking about the Catholics, how there's a Catholic church everywhere you go. Isn't it ironic that,
Yes.
Jesus literally says, the path is narrow, yet, every mile there's like 4 or 5 different churches, and it's like, wow, so all these people have the truth or something?
Let me say this real quick, just to add to what you're saying, is we got to build on this, right? We got to build on this here. But I know that there's a place where I'm at where you have there's literally 5 different churches on literal one block. Oh, and then by the way, there's
Yeah,
also a Masonic temple down the road from them. Just to add that in,
yeah.
not even
Dude,
being sarcastic.
That might be one less.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Maybe. But yeah,
But
I
yeah,
mean, the truth can't be in any group that's very big, or else, the elect couldn't be deceived if it were so possible. So we know for sure that the truth can't be in a major religion like Islam or Christianity or anything. So Catholicism.
And now, you have to be careful because obviously when there's so many churches, it's always been messed up. But now it's gotten to the point where this whole progressive Christian BS is going around, and it's getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, they call that
right.
postmodernism. Yeah, exactly. So,
Which if
What,
you
what
if
do you
you
mean
look it up
the progressive
real quick,
is like
real quick, I just want to add something in real quick, and then LOP I'll let you talk. But you guys can look this up. But Christianity actually has it has, bear with me a second, like what is it, 2.5 billion followers, right? So that proves that it's not the narrow way, right? Matthew the 7th chapter 13th verse, 2nd Ezra the 7th chapter speak about what a narrow path. It says what a path so small that only one man could find it at once, right? And of course that doesn't literally mean one person, but it means a very small amount of people, right? So that can't be the Christian church. They have almost 3 billion people that are Christians around the world. So that shows you, man, that Christianity is not the way, right? The Bible's true, but the doctrine of the Christian church is incorrect, as we're seeing according to the Bible. Because first of all, the Christians, you know, of course, there's difference between denomination, but majority of them don't teach to obey the laws of the scriptures. So that just shows you that they're deceivers and are antichrist. I'll throw it back to LOP.
Wait, yeah, I was gonna ask about what did you mean by the progressive Christian movement? What are those exactly? Is that like the prosperity gospel or some kind of?
Well, yeah, it's even gotten worse than that. What the progressive Christian movement is now is basically Black Lives Matter, LGBT, abortion supporting churches. I mean, I wish I was joking here, but these churches are real, and they literally twist the Bible to say that, oh, Jesus loves everybody. He loves you if you have an abortion. He loves you. You know, all this nonsense.
Well, I heard something, and there was a well, not that long ago, but there was something that and they said like a man and a woman. Like, did you guys see that? That's
wow.
It was
that
like
wouldn't
so
surprise
crazy.
me. That wouldn't surprise me. But
that, like, amen doesn't mean, you know, they're just retarded. Like
next it's gonna be a trans. Next it'll be a trans or a something.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. I have to add to that. I saw that there's churches where they have ordained pastors who are, you know, she-males. That they've literally undergone surgery to change their sex, right?
Don't
so they have them as ordained teachers. That just shows you, man, that these
don't make me get started.
These Christians don't know them scriptures.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
Don't make me get started on the whole ordained thing. You see people like boasting about that. Like, nobody cares that some Bible college it accepted you. You know, God didn't accept you.
Real quick, where does it say in the scriptures that a man has to go to a Bible college,
cemetery
to learn the scriptures?
Oh, it says that in the book of Revelation.
Theological seminary school.
It says that in the book of Revelation. H.
Show me book, chapter, verse.
I was being sarcastic.
Wait, is it seminary school? What is that? Is that called seminary school, right?
Yeah, but Mind of God made a joke called cemetery school.
Yeah. But I was talking about that's in one. You know, Jim Morrison. He was like, when I was back there in seminary school, there was a person who put forth the proposition that you can petition the Lord with prayer, and then he like screamed like, you cannot petition the Lord with prayer. Just an interesting.
Wait, you've been in seminary school?
I haven't. No, I'm just quoting Jim Morrison, who has been there though. But like back in the '60s when he was younger. I mean,
I had a roommate years ago in grad school who's gone to like these different seminary schools. Like Fuller is a famous one here in the U.S. and Dallas Theological Seminary is a famous one. And these people are just a bunch of terrible actors, as Entire teacher would say.
Well, I'll say this.
I haven't even finished high school, so no, I haven't been to.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Let me say this. Let me say this. Hey, look, these two bums here, or at least ETT, right? This bum is capable of destroying any Bible scholar in a debate. Regarding
they won't even debate. They won't even talk. You know, like our friend Good Servant.
Look. Let me say this. Let me say this. You can disprove a Christian by just asking a couple different questions. Let me give an example. You ask them, okay, is God a man? They say it's not. Then you go to the verse that says that the Lord is a man. You ask them, does God hate anybody? They say no. You go to the verse that says it does. Oh, John 3:16, you say it's not the world, right? Because they'll say it is. Then you go to the verses that say it's not. You ask them, does God hate sinners? They say no, God loves sinners. You go to the verse that says that the Lord hates sinners, right? What is that? That's I want to say Ecclesiasticus. Yeah, what isn't that? Yeah, there's one, Psalms 5 and 5, but I believe there's another one, Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 6. Can you get that one? That's in the Apocrypha. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's get this first. This is a good one. Oh, this might not be it. Oh,
what I was saying is,
oh, real quick, Ridge. I let me respond to Mind of God. Yeah, it's Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha.
Oh, sorry.
It's chapter 12 and verse. Yeah, Ecclesiasticus chapter 12. 6.
This is what I love about the Bible, because this is in the Apocrypha, right? Which people claim is not canonical, really. How come all the numerology holds? 12 is what? 666. So Sirach 666, right? Listen to this. For the Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. Really? So these are part of the Bible. I would even say Enoch is part of the Bible in my findings recently, but I'll pass it back to you.
Right, real quick, before Ridge chimes in, but it's very clear the Apocrypha is inspired because even Jesus Christ himself directly quoted from the Apocrypha.
Right.
Mighty God, you want to get that just for the audience? You go to what is that? A Second Ezra chapter 1 and verse 30, and you match that up with Matthew chapter 23 and verse 37. Right? Christ literally said the exact same thing as it says in the Apocrypha. But what these guys can't do is they'll make it up and say, oh, well, you see, what they did is they faked the Apocrypha by making it sound like the Bible. But wait, that's not true, because wait a second, according to history, the Apocrypha was written before the New Testament.
Right.
So by logic, one would have to conclude that the writers of the New Testament copied the Apocrypha, which clearly cuts these Christians to shreds. My God, you got those verses?
Yeah, Matthew 23:37. Oh, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest them which are sent unto thee, how often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, and ye would not. So where was that in the Apocrypha again?
Second Ezra chapter 1 and verse 30.
Second Ezra is amazing. That's just an incredible book. Second Ezra 1:30. I gathered you together as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, but now what shall I do unto you? I will cast you out from my face.
Right. So it's literally the exact same wording that we saw Christ use, right? So guys can't say the Apocrypha copied the Bible. That's what they'll do to try to refute it, but the history disproves that, because the Apocrypha was written before the New Testament. So by logic, you'd have to conclude that Christ quoted from the Apocrypha. Right, so clearly that's a reference from the Messiah himself to the books in the Apocrypha. That's undeniable proof the Apocrypha is divinely inspired. So that cuts these Christians. Rid, you had anything you wanted to say?
Yeah, what I was going to say is, there's this progressive pastor on TikTok that I like to troll or whatever, because he blocks like every account I make. And it started when I made a comment saying like every woman that has an abortion should be arrested, which that's what I believe, because it's murder. But yeah, this guy literally basically hinted that David and Jonathan were in a gay relationship. Jeez. I know I've told you that before.
Wow.
But
yeah, he's going off.
Well, anyway, I asked the dude to debate me. I'm like, dude, let's debate. And this is a grown man that's probably in his 50s, and he knows how old I am. A grown man in his 50s that's been through an ordained, supposedly Bible college, been to theology school, and he's scared to debate a 16-year-old. Like, wow. I've noticed none of these progressive preachers want to debate anybody, you know. They're scared to.
Yeah, because they know that, like, I mean, that's just one topic. Like, I would take it as a compliment when people refuse to debate you, because, I mean, they know, basically it proves what you're about to say is right.
And
so it's
you know what? You know what I'm going to do, man? I think in the near future, I'm going to have to roll up on one of these churches, and I'm going to have to have a discussion with some of these religious people, man. I think I'll have to secretly record that and make that into a video, man. Because you can see, man, you know, these Christians, these guys don't know what the hell's going on, right? They don't know the Bible. You ask them something simple. You ask them, okay, well, what is sin according to the Bible? And I guarantee you they probably don't even know what that is. You know what I'm saying? So it just shows you, man, that these religious guys out here, these guys are weak, right? These guys are lost in the sauce, man. All right. So you see, how is that a bum like ETT, right, that hasn't even made it through middle school, right, let alone high school? How the hell can this bum right here, this nobody, this actor, right, this pretender, how the hell can this pretender take on a Bible scholar, right? But that shows you there's a scripture that says what? That the Lord has confounded the wise of this world by using those who are, you know, lonely and meek, nearly paraphrasing the scripture, right? But it speaks for itself, man. These cats out here that have went through these theological cemetery schools, and they don't know what the hell is going on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's why we know we're in the last days, because who else is teaching that these UFOs are the chariots but the quote unquote black Hebrew Israelites? That who else has brought that out in human history until now? So we know that the truth is not in the Christian church because they don't even know
Oh
what
God.
that is.
Wait, is it only the black?
Yeah, I've only heard
Really?
that from a quote unquote black person. You know, I'm not trying to be rude about
Wow.
race and all that, but I've never heard that teaching come out of the mouth of anybody except what I know now are the biblical Jews. So the first person I ever heard
Hey, guys,
say that was Louis
Yeah,
Farrakhan.
but okay, but ETT was saying before that, you know.
No, definitely not. No.
No. I'm saying something different. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
saying that ETT was claiming that the Hebrews are the black Africans, and that only they are saved. But he himself is not. He is you know, white or Mexican, right? So
Yeah,
he
no, I
cannot
don't
be
teach.
saved. Like, he
We
cannot
don't
be
teach
saved.
that. No,
No,
we don't
he
teach
used
that.
to teach that. I think ETT.
No, I don't think he ever did.
Yeah, yes,
Well,
he
wait a
did.
second. Well,
Yes, he
hold on. Let me chime in real quick because the Mexicans are Israelites too. Those are the tribes of Issachar.
No, but ETT, you never taught that there's only salvation for the quote unquote African Americans, right?
No, there's for all the Israelites, which you're going to have
Yeah,
Israelites
because
who
in
are
the
Mexicans. So
sorry,
yeah,
in the
I don't,
beginning, you
you
know,
might have
and
had
when
it
I
mistaken.
found, sorry, when
Mhm.
you and in the beginning, I was really confused as to what ETT really believes, because he
No,
was
that's
saying,
fine.
yeah,
There are some people though
before
at
the
LP that do teach that, and I'm pretty sure he was speaking against them because
oh,
we get
Right.
people like that come by our channel, like this guy Damien, this clown. Blocked him, but
Yeah,
some
yeah.
of these
or
trolls.
do you know that guy? What was his name? Mighty Pharaoh or something like that? Not
There's more than one. There's definitely a lot of groups that teach that, and
yeah,
they
no,
have some.
that
They
guy
have
was
some.
crazy.
They have some biblical foundation for that, but we know in many verses in the Bible, there's too many to list, that God's elect are scattered to the four corners of the earth. Jeremiah 31:8 is a good one, but many of them. So they're going to look like all people. God's elect could be in China. They could be in India. Some of them.
Yeah, but this guy, Pharaoh something, he was a black guy, and he was teaching like, and you know, and he was saying, you know, like F and N words in every sentence, and he was saying that the God is a female, and that kind of
LOP,
like,
let me ask you this. Have you heard, where did you hear that UFO? I know you saw that at the Basilica, but where did you ever hear the UFO teaching? Have you ever heard that those are the clouds, the chariots, aside from ETT or a Hebrew?
I'm not sure actually. Like,
No, that's fine. I'm not trying to put you
oh
on.
no, wait. I like, you know, I assumed from just reading the Bible that those are Ezekiel. The
You're breaking up, but I think I heard what you said.
Can you hear me
Yeah.
now? Can you? Yeah, but you're right that like probably the first time, you know, around the time, you know, when ETT and you are talking about it, but
Yeah.
I always kind of knew that it was God's, you know, angels
Okay.
and chariots because of the Ezekiel and other parts of the Bible, right? So
That's cool.
because it's clear there
Real
that
quick,
there are cherubim and those are God's angels, right? So yeah.
real quick, let me chime in. Ridge, are you convinced about the UFOs yet, or what are your thoughts regarding those still? You there, Ridge? Do we have Ridge? Can you guys hear him?
Ridge, no, dude, is that why he's Ridge? Is he taking a nap?
Hey, Young
why
Pharaoh,
he's
two letter J corrected me. His name was Young Pharaoh. He's he had like a 1 million subscribers. He's very you know, large following, and
Yeah.
but he's been removed from YouTube, I think, at least.
Yeah, I mean that
Okay.
teaching doesn't make sense.
Yeah, he was really like over the
Here,
top. He was over
let
the
me
top
chime
and
in.
all that thing, you know.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
chime in here real quick. You know what I find interesting, man, is, you know, because I have my experience from these, you know, religious YouTubers, you know, regarding the UFOs. You know, you got these conspiracy guys saying that those are little green men from Mars, you know, coming to enslave
Right.
the world or whatever.
Right.
But then you have the religious teachers who teach that those are demonic entities. Those are Satan and the fallen angels, right? So whatever way you believe, whether it be, you know, what the government will have you believe as they don't know, which is what the average person thinks, or the so-called conspiracy people
Yeah.
who believe that those are, you know, aliens, or whether you're the, you know, the religious side, believe that those are, you know, demons, right? So whatever one of those you believe, the elite got you, because all of those are wrong,
Yeah.
right? Those are actually the chariots of the Most High. But I just find it very fascinating how all of these people are out here believing that. It's like, well, where in the scriptures does it say that these demons have UFOs to fly around it?
Right.
It doesn't.
Exactly.
And then what they do, and here's the dangerous part about this doctrine, is by teaching people that, these people believe that when they see these UFOs appear, that those are nothing to take serious, right? That's like some type of psyop, right? That's some type of Project Bluebeam. But what they're not going to understand is that's actually the Lord and his angels returning to redeem the elect and to take this kingdom down, right? So that's why scriptures say, what if it were possible, even the very elect could have been deceived, right? Because the people expect to see a white man coming down from the sky on a white cloud, right? A physical cloud. Oh, that's what good serpent expects to see.
100%. He's going to be waiting forever. So yeah, definitely.
Right. So when they see these UFOs, they're going to think, what is that? Are these, Satan and his entities coming to bring the Antichrist?
Right.
Yeah, most people actually think it's like demonic entities, like. No, but I knew some guy, and he believed that they are angels, but he said like they are the grace. So he was saying like position the grace to collect the 144,000.
And just so people know,
so he was pretty crazy. But
the quote fallen angels that they keep reciting, those are the elect. So the actual fallen angels, Christians will teach are evil, but that's actually the elect here on earth. So
hey, I agree with that. Actually, my friend teaches the same. That the fallen angel, we are fallen angels. Like we are the
elect. Yeah,
exactly. Real quick, I want to welcome Luke onto the show. Shalom, Luke.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, pretty distorted.
Okay, sorry. Just my voice is a bit off because, well, I told ETT that, I had no choice to take that magic potion. I could have almost died, but I can't really tell what happened to me because I know my YouTube video would automatically be taken down. Just telling people a bit of an update. Now, we're going to talk about the UFOs you're saying. Now, a Call for an Uprising made a video about this, Call for an Uprising.
Yeah.
He said, you heard about Jeff Bezos and, Elon Musk sending their rockets up to space?
Yes.
No, okay. Funny how there's a UFO thing, right? Then we're sending people to space. And now there's this documentary where there's a bunch of people, okay, and I think it was Demi Lovato, a celebrity, saying, and this was in the Call for an Uprising video, and a Call for an Uprising was also talking about CERN. And I'm going to give you what I know from Face Like the Sun channel, and what I was taught in school about CERN, and what I know about CERN from, other independent media. And I'm going to get a bit scientific here. Now, with CERN, you heard of the big Hadron Collider?
Yeah,
in Europe? So they smash atoms together. And when they discovered that, they discovered that they made little bits of black holes. And no one knows what's inside a black hole. Funny how they call it black holes, and they believe in dark matter and all this and that. These scientists, right, they are creating portals to demonic spirits, and they want to let these portals, and like what Face Like the Sun was saying for many, many years, that they want to open up these portals to other dimensions. Funny how these scientists deny God, yet then other videos, the same scientists are saying we're going to open up portals. Does that sound suspicious?
Wait, you are talking about CERN in Switzerland?
Yeah. CERN.
Yeah.
And about scientists like opening up the portals to other dimensions and that. Now, a call for an uprising is going to warn people about a false alien deception. Now, in the satanic book or Bible, Alex R. Crowley, in one of these books, we're talking about little grey men, grey beings. Now, Demi Lovato has literally said we must not stop calling aliens aliens because it's offensive. We must call them ETs. This is Demi Lovato.
Who's
And she's
Demi
featured in
Lovato? What again?
some. Look, I don't really know much about her, but I know she's famous. She's a famous actor. She's a singer in Hollywood. One of those.
Okay. All right,
Luke, what's your
Oh.
point? What's your point on that?
My point is, we shouldn't be deceived because there are people out there opening up the portals, and because there's a rise in Satanism in today's culture, and same goes with this New Age belief that everything's God, and you know what I mean. There's this false belief that.
What does this have to do with the UFOs that we were speaking of, though?
What it has to do with the UFOs is that a lot of the New Agers, right, in America and Australia, believe that there are beings up in the sky, and we must be communicating them with them, and we are descendants, right, from this race or something, some type of race from Atlantis or something like that. This is what these people believe, and they also believe that Mars, right, that this life outside of
Luke,
space.
What's up
your
with
mic-
your mic?
Luke, your mic is like sounds like it's in your mouth, man. Like it's
Yeah.
away from you.
Hello? Can everybody hear me?
Not very
Yeah,
well.
put your
we
mic a
can hear
bit
you.
further from your mouth because it's really distorted, bro.
Okay, can everybody hear me?
It
Hello?
sounds like
breaking
you
up.
blew the microphone off of a cliff.
I forget.
Are you outside?
Yeah, I'm outside. I'm actually in a car.
Okay, now it's better
it sounds a
actually.
little
Now it's better
now.
the sound. Yeah.
ETT's in a
Okay.
car as well, but he sounds better.
Okay, can
Right.
everybody hear me now?
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's
Well-
okay, I guess.
As you probably know, the latest thing Demi Lovato said, we must not call aliens aliens, we must call them ETTs, extraterrestrials. You heard about our CERN opening up the demonic portals and opening up.
All right, dude. I think we got to mute him, man. It's so.
Dude, this
so
sounds
rapid.
like the Area 51 phone
Yeah,
call.
we can't listen to this, man.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
we don't even know
Yeah,
what the phone is.
I've been running
Yeah,
around.
Luke, you might have to go out and come back in, man.
Yeah, just go on mute for a second. So we can talk about Call for an Uprising, who's just a terrible actor. Yeah, he did post a video recently talking about these aliens as being demons, and so we know that Call for an Uprising is a shill if he's teaching.
Yeah.
that, because that's not in the Bible. How come he never quotes the Bible? A Call for an Uprising. So
Right, but as far as the UFOs go, those are the chariots of the Most High, right? Those are not demonic entities in there. That's what the church wants. That's what the church teaches, right? So they're going to have the masses of people deceived, whether they, as I said, whether they subscribe to these conspiracy guys teaching that the UFOs are aliens from another planet to come take over the world, or whether they subscribe to the religious teachers teaching that those are demons in there, right? So when these UFOs appear, people are going to be deceived because that's actually the second coming of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, right? So they're just conditioning the people right now. I'll give an example. You have these movies out there like Independence Day, War of the Worlds, and these UFOs that they show you in the movies, they got that from the Bible. That's in
right.
what is that? There's a reference to it, 2nd Ezra's 13th chapter. Another one over in Daniel chapter 2 and verse 42, I believe. Right.
Isaiah
so
66:15. It's literally everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right, right. So it shows you they know the scriptures, right? These Hollywood producers, they know the scriptures. That's why if you have the original Planet of the Apes movie, I believe what was it from the 70s, I believe. But if you have the original movie, there's a scene in the movie where America was destroyed, right? It was called the Forbidden Zone. But the main thing is that America was destroyed in a nuclear war, right? But if you own the DVD and go to the scene selection, the
Yeah.
name of the scene is called The Revelation. So it shows you that
Dude.
these movie producers, they know, right? They know these scriptures. That's why the scriptures say the children of this world are wiser than the children of light, right? So, it's very, clear what's going on. But yeah, there definitely is, demonic entities that are, here with us as well. I was watching, I don't know if you guys know this channel, but there's a channel out there that's called Bizarre Bub, which basically he gets popular by doing scary compilations, right? He takes scary videos from all over the internet, usually dealing with ghosts, demons and stuff like that.
Mhm.
You guys should check that out. But yeah, there's definitely, spirits on the left hand side that are down here with us as well. You have, deities on the right hand side and on the left, right? But as far as the UFOs go, those are primarily, the angels of the Most High God.
Well, ETT,
Inside of
I
those
got a couple
vehicles.
questions for you, man, about this. Have you seen the
Go ahead.
UN assembly room? Do you believe that looks like a UFO in the ceiling? Did you get a chance to look at that?
I believe I got a quick glance at it, but I would have to go back and check it again in my free
Okay.
time.
It's worth checking because that's where Reagan gave that famous speech, right? If we had an outside invader, so God's left-hand side, like ETC is getting at, they know what these UFOs are. And LOP is a channel that I subscribe to. He saw this on the basilica, on a church. So why would they put that on the church if it didn't mean anything? God's
real
left-hand
quick,
side. So
there's a picture. I don't know the name of it. You guys might know, but there's a picture from what is it, the 15th century, where behind Mary's shoulder, there's a massive UFO up in the clouds, and that was
nice.
picture is from the 15th century, right? And anybody can look that up on Google.
Yeah, and
to
these
see what I'm
old
talking about.
cathedrals are like they are
Right.
very old too, and they have
Exactly.
the UFO symbolism. So it's very
Exactly.
interesting. Yeah, yeah.
And who else
Right,
brought
right.
that out?
So-
Who else brought that out but the so-called Negroes? They're the Jews of the Bible. They basically have to be because they fulfilled Deuteronomy 28:68. Of course, this is modern day Egypt. This is America, and they brought out the UFOs. So how could they not be the Jews of the Bible?
But
Right,
I
and
don't
it's,
understand how
definitely-
the black people only brought up UFO. Like they okay, you're saying that the black people connected. I mean, they figure out that the UFOs are angels of the Most High, or that's what you're saying, or
Well, it's not that they figured it out. The Bible says salvation is of the Jews, so the salvation has to be where the Jews are.
but the Jews are not.
One second, one second. Just let me finish my point. The Jews are not in Israel. Okay, I think you know that. We know that. So the Jews have to be wherever in the last days. That's where salvation is going to be headquartered, and so that's why they're bringing it out, because that's their vehicle of salvation is the so-called UFOs. And I just want people to consider learning at least something from the quote unquote Black Hebrew Israelites. And I want people to also know that there's a reason why they're bringing it out. It's not going to be taught in the Christian church or in the next generation. It's for now, the salvation. So
yeah, because the first time I've heard about the Black Hebrew Israelites is from the End Times teacher a few months ago only. So it's a new thing for me, for real.
Yeah, it's the first time I ever heard of the UFOs was from Louis Farrakhan, and he would be what we would call a so-called African American, but he's a Jew. He would be a so-called Jew. But I've never heard that come out of the mouth of a 501c3 Christian. Never.
Oh, that's true.
Let me respond to something real quick. I know Luke's microphone don't work well. But I see in the back chat he said something. He said, I know where end time teachers is coming from, but there is going to be a false deception. I'll say this: I do know that they have such things as Project Bluebeam, where they can make something appear in the sky that's not actually there. I am aware of that. So it is certainly possible that they might stage a alien invasion, right? That could happen. right? But with that being said, it doesn't change the fact that the UFOs are the Lord's chariots. But I do understand, what he's saying. That yeah, it could be possible that they might fake an alien invasion. But we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, I am familiar with what he is with what Luke is referring to.
Well, yeah, why is Luke telling us that? We know by what they're going to do, they have to bring destruction. They have to bring plagues. They have to bring judgment. So we'll know based on what they do whether they're from God or not. So if they're just hanging in the air and we see a bunch of lights and then they go away and never come back, then yeah, that's Project Bluebeam. Okay, like whatever. They just came here and they left. But if they're destroying, then we know what they are, right? So
right.
Simple.
So yeah, Luke, you want to go ahead and say something?
Okay, can everybody hear me now?
The mic's still bad, but we can hear you.
Yeah, the mic's pretty bad, but we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello?
Maybe it's because the earth is spinning. I don't know. Maybe it's the wind. I don't know.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
It's actually the roads in Australia. Jeez, you should see the roads. Okay.
Oh, we understand.
The government spends so much money on the roads, and still there's problems with them. It's ridiculous. So anyway, as you were saying, as I was watching a call for an uprising video on this whole false alien deception, I mean one of his latest videos, and he also mentioned about there are shows like Men in Black. You heard of Men in Black and Independence Day. You heard of those shows? Yeah.
Yeah, for
those
sure.
Movies.
For sure. Yeah. Great movies. Yeah.
They are using those movies to deceive people and get people prepared.
Hey, real quick. Yeah, what's going on, 2-letter J?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Welcome to the show, man.
All right. How does this sound, man?
Great.
Yeah,
okay. All right. So I heard you guys talking about UFOs. I kind of want to chime into that, but before I do that, I just want to say, what's up, everybody? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm surviving. We're doing good.
That's good. So you're talking about how the aliens are quoting aliens, extraterrestrials, the interdimensional beings, because they're not really extraterrestrial. About how they're actually the angels of the Most High and the chariots. I could kind of chime into that, but I heard Luke mention can you get out of here, please, and not slap your gut? You shut my door. Talking about what is it? The fallen angels. I kind of want to touch upon that. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, you're good. We hear you.
Okay, all right, cool.
Do you mind if I ask you a question, man? What is your background? You don't have to reveal your identity, but what is your ethnic background?
Oh, it's big. I tell everybody it all the time. But okay, so my ethnic background. So on my dad's side, his mom were German, and then the actual Jewish people over there. And so that's my dad's mom's side. So his dad's side was Cherokee and some kind of white, but it wasn't like
interesting.
Like
okay,
that, not like English type of white. I'm not exactly sure what they would be. I think it's like either Italian or French or something like that. Okay. So then on my mom's side, she's Spanish, Irish, and Mexican.
Okay, just wondering. That's cool. Go ahead.
Sorry. Good mix.
Yeah.
But talking about what is it? Luke mentioned the fallen angels. So I just want to say is that the fallen angels aren't actually demonic in any way, shape, or form. It's something totally different. So what the idea that these people get of fallen angels, of what would you call evil angel deities, are not actually fallen angels. These are the watchers that are referenced in the Apocrypha, the ones that, that came to Earth, you know what I'm talking about, and the ones that Enoch talked to. Yeah. Well, no, the Nephilim are something totally different. No, the watchers are not the Nephilim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but I just want to say is that the fallen angels that people think that are fallen angels casted out, those are actually the Watchers, and they are evil to a sense, but everything that they do, they have to get permission from the Most High to do it. Kind of like the devil, like it's referenced in like a good example of it, how he had to ask permission to do what he did to Job to the Most High.
Wait,
You know what I'm
Can
saying?
I ask you a question
what
real
verse?
quick?
What verse is that so we can read it?
Wait, real quick. Can I just chime in real quick?
Go ahead, man.
My
Yeah, go ahead.
question is,
I don't know
I
the
just
hold
wanted
on.
to ask.
I don't know the exact verse, but that's the story, ain't it? That the devil tempted Job, but he had to ask for permission. How do I say this? Is that
Yes,
the
Yeah.
devil
yes, that
tempted Job, but he had to get permission from the Most High to do
Yeah,
it.
no, that part we're good with. I meant all the other stuff that you said. Like,
yeah.
just-
Let me just chime in real quick.
Go ahead.
You said something along the lines. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I just want to understand, because you said something about how they fell or something like that, or
Yeah,
were
no.
were
I'm not
these
saying that
angels?
actually happened
Okay,
for
right.
the actual
Fair
fallen
enough.
angel part. You know.
Okay,
But
that's
did you
fair
know
enough.
that
I'll
in the
respect
book
that.
of Enoch, they describe the fall from heaven to earth and not to hell, as many people believe. Actually, you know what I mean? The Watcher,
Well,
the Nephilim.
they're
Yeah,
not
just-
the Nephilim.
where's the verse on the Watchers? Let's get that first.
Okay, let me look it up real quick.
Okay, yeah,
Where's
no,
my
no,
phone?
we're not trying to give you a hard time. Just so we don't ETT was about to pounce on you about the fallen angels. He doesn't like when people say that. So
No, I'm
we
not
need to
saying that
help
I
you.
believe in the sense of fallen angels as like.
Yeah.
How would I say this? Is that for a good example is we'll use Sam Owen for an example. What he believes
That's
that
me.
there are evil angels, deities. He calls them fallen angels that rule the world, and that everything they do, they don't have to get permission to do. But even though they do, if you catch my meaning,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
wait
saying?
a second. Wait a second.
I
If
don't
he's
get it,
Jesus
though.
Christ in the flesh ruling, if he's Jesus Christ ruling in the flesh today, how are there fallen angels ruling the world?
Mhm.
Somebody needs to ask him that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll go back to you.
But
Somebody needs to call the Ambalam. Okay.
what was I saying? I
Yeah.
totally lost what I was saying.
About the fallen
About
angel.
the
No, the
Watchers?
Watchmen. No, the Watchers. The Watchmen. We need a verse on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's my
If you
phone?
can get that.
Wait, they're watchmen, but the Watchers and Watchmen, that's the same thing, right?
Well, no, I don't think so, because there's an actual verse about
Huh.
God's prophets being the watchmen. We know that, but
Oh, but yeah, that's from
I don't know if that's
Ezekiel.
what he's talking about.
That's from Ezekiel.
No,
right?
I'm talking about the angels that were in the book of Enoch that Enoch talked to.
Oh, so if you're going to Enoch, okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
the book of Enoch.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
In Enoch, you have
See
Watchers.
that's
Yeah,
what
that's
I'm trying
true.
to. I'm what I'm trying to reference is that the fallen angels that people call fallen angels aren't really fallen angels in a extent to like how Sam Owen believes, but that's usually the common belief that there are evil angels that rule the world, like he thinks. But in reality, these angels that they call fallen angels aren't really fallen angels. These are the angels that are in the book of Enoch.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? The ones that he talked to, the ones that are in there, the ones that quote on mated with the women of the earth that produced the Nephilim, if you tie into that doctrine.
Okay, so I got to ask you this, 2 liter.
Do you get what I mean in a sense?
Well, okay, so let's accept what you just said, but does that tie into the UFO, or are you making a separate point?
Yeah, no, I'm just it ties into it, yeah. But so we'll go back. So that's what I'm saying is that that's who those are, not actually fallen angels. But there are evil angels, and those would be the ones in the book of Enoch. As that's how I see it. I don't know if you would see it like that, and I don't know if what I'm saying kind of makes sense to you in a way. I'm just trying to sort out the terminologies
let me
that
ask you
people
this.
use.
Let me ask you this: if you saw a cluster of UFOs across the entire sky,
Oh no, yeah, I know. I'm about to get into that right now.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
the evil angels are the ones that would be in the book of Enoch and not the actual ones that people commonly believe. So the actual UFOs that people see, these would be the chariots of the Most High. These are not evil in any sort of sense, but there are Christian doctrines and doctrines of truthers that teach stuff out there that are these are evil entities, are so quote on they are the chariots of the Most High, but people believe maybe they're evil angels in these chariots or whatever, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then there's people who are saying that they're gonna fake some kind of UFO thing with like projections and stuff like that. They call it Project Bluebeam.
Yeah.
But in a sense, these are just psyops that they're creating to bring in some kind of false narrative. Sort of like you ever watched what is that? Will Smith?
Oh, Independence Day.
Independence Day. They try to make that whole movie is, in a sense, not directly quoting biblical ideas, but in reality, that's kind of what they're planning on doing. Even though it's like it's you can see what they're doing and their narrative is, but they'll never go out and say, "Hey, it's from the Bible." If you catch my meaning.
Yeah, they're
But,
just
Right.
putting the truth in plain
Yeah.
sight.
They're putting
Oh,
the
and
truth
real
in
quick-
plain sight, but not really
real
reverencing
quick-
the truth where it's coming from.
Let me chime in real quick. Let me chime
Can
in
I
real quick.
finish what I'm saying real quick? Is that fine?
Let me just
All
say
right, go
this,
ahead,
and then
man.
I'll
Go
throw
ahead.
the mic right back to you.
All
I
right,
was
go ahead.
speaking earlier. I was saying something earlier before you joined the show about the Illuminati card game. But the reason I brought this up now is because there's a card in the game that shows a church building, and then there's UFOs flying above it. So you guys can look that up in your free time. Mind God, you can do a search on that. But yeah, they're just showing you. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll throw the mic back to you.
Okay. So what was I saying? Independence Day. They bring in the narrative, and you can tell that it's from a biblical standpoint, but they won't never go out and fully say that's where they're getting it from. But none of these aliens or what they say to be aliens, these UFOs, are evil into any extent. So I don't know why people are so afraid of them. It's either that they think they're evil, or they just been fooled by the psyops that false, planted truthers bring in, like Richie from Boston, or any other ones like Alex
Dude,
Jones.
I'm in his basement right now, so just be careful what you say.
Oh, no, you seen that? Yeah. No, but like they say that these are evil entities, but in a matter of fact, they're not.
Well,
But
yeah,
then-
2 liter.
but,
2 liter.
hey-
You know Revelation 1:7, right? It says they're all going to wail. So yeah, they had to have been programmed by the church and other, even Call for an Uprising, who clearly is a shill and an actor. He's preparing them to believe that those UFOs are like
Yeah,
people.
I seen his recent video with
Yeah.
the whole Demi Lovato thing.
Exactly.
I don't know if he's been fooled by them or if that's what he truly believes.
No,
Oh.
that's his job. I mean, he's a what ETT would say, an actor. Okay.
But hey,
I
I,
mean,
was
hey,
gonna
look.
say, can
But
I say
can
something?
I finish my point though?
All right.
Can I
Go
have
ahead,
one
go
more
ahead.
thing to say? So
All right.
you can say that whose background is that?
Can you just mute Luke?
What's that?
No, or ETT just mute Luke. Yeah, we're good. Go ahead.
He got
Okay,
it.
all right. So I was talked about the angels. I talked about who they might be, or what I believe them to be. Talked about the chariots. Oh, and then I wanted to touch upon the whole. I heard earlier. I don't know if it was either LOP or Luke, but when you're driving, the accent kind of tunes in and out. So I don't know who's
The
talking.
British accent. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
No, I'm
I
not
think
driving,
it's
so
the
just Luke.
Austrian, right?
Yeah, Luke is Australian.
Austrian is what? No, that's my neighbor country. I'm not from Austria, dude. But although my relatives are from Austria.
No,
so-
he said Australia. Luke is from Australia, and LOP is
Oh,
from
okay.
Prague. LOP is
Yeah.
from Prague.
Okay. All right. Yeah. One of them mentioned they're talking about Crowley earlier. So I've studied the occult from a very young age, and like to a point where if I actually wanted to leave the truth movement or Christianity or whatever the hell I'm in, I really don't know what I am. As terminology wise, I guess a follower of the Most High.
There you go.
Yeah. If I wanted to leave and go into the dark arts, that knowledge that we obtain by researching all of this is there. So I know what to do, but I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I already know people have. I don't know if you're familiar with what's her channel called? Some kitten or spy kitten TV. She fell back into the occult or was already in it. Another planted shill. Somebody else did that too. I forgot who they were. And recently I found out another female YouTuber is actually a witch. She got exposed and then deleted all her stuff. I might do a video on that, but she does have good information. I don't know. See, is when I look at these truthers and like they have all this information and it's right, and then they grow to be big to an extent, like 40,000, 50, 80, 3,000 followers. And you have to realize, where do they get this information from? Either they studied a lot of research until you actually they open up their personal lives a little bit, then you actually can look into the people and like, holy hell, like that broad's a witch. And to an extent, no, because legitimately she has like a, you know, the little plush dolls, and it's the Baphomet, and she got all this pagan witch Wicca costumes on Tumblr, but then she took them all down, so it's there. And then there's a feed on Facebook that exposed her. Her name's probably Alexandria. You can look that up.
I don't know.
Like
her.
Okay, but anyway, if you look into the occult and like the more you research this kind of stuff, like you know it. So like if you ever did leave the faith and you wanted to give this a go, you have that knowledge already attained from it. And I'm kind of like in that same situation. I mean, in reality, I've researched a lot, but like talking about it was either you or Luke mentioned Crowley earlier. He was talking about one of
that was Luke, but
okay.
I know a lot about Crowley too. Yeah, but
yeah. Well, he's talking about one of his books. I know the ritual that he's talking about. It's called Alamantra. And so what Crowley did is that he was summoning what you would call on demonic entities in a sense. And the narrative that's commonly believed that that Crowley did is that he summoned a small, big-headed entity that people know him and what Crowley deemed as LAM, or the Lamb entity. And he's one of the key figures in Crowley's own religion of Thelema or Thelma, Thelema or whatever the hell it's called.
Right,
isn't it also connected to like H.P. Lovecraft? You know, with this.
In a sense,
yeah.
But that's somebody else.
Round out, not to be rude, but you can keep talking. But like, what's your point? Like, round out your argument, or like, what are you saying? Like,
well, I'm trying to get to that, but it's just I'm doing something in the middle right now. My bad. But anyway, so Crowley did this and that figure, and it was a small figure with a big head. And so the narrative that people believe in with this figure is that he summoned a gray alien, and so they believe that he summoned an extraterrestrial, and it was an evil spirit because Crowley did a lot of wicked things. Now, I mean, this could be true, or it may just be something that he made up, but he also did a lot of drugs, so he may have hallucinated this. But the narrative that they believe is that the evil aliens kind of tie into a whole occult kind of theme. And this is where the narrative of these UFOs and stuff like that being evil entities kind of allude from, in a sense, because Crowley did this during all the whole Roswell stuff was going on. But I don't know if he actually met this entity, and if he did meet this entity, I don't know who it would be, in a sense.
Leader, check this out, dude. This is pretty cool. I put the link to the Illuminati card game that ETT told us. Let me read the bottom of it, dude. You'll like this. So it has a picture of a church and these UFOs above, and then there's lightning, and it's called Church of Middle America. Listen to what it says below. They'll never get it, even when the saucers are flying overhead. Any sub-genius group that controls the church, gets +2 to its power, and global power, if it already has global power, just out of sheer glee. They'll never get it. They won't even understand when they're above.
Nobody knows what's going on.
And look, see, we're on to something. Right, we're on to something with these UFOs being the chariots. See, they tell you in the card game. Same thing with the flat Earth card. It says what the flat earthers know something, right? People laugh, but the flat earthers, they know something, right? So something's not right. Something isn't right with these pictures of the world that were being shown. But real quick, as I was gonna say, hey, look, as far as I'm concerned, man, we're just 5 actors on here acting. That's as far as I know. You know what I'm saying?
I'll respond to that later. But yeah, that's fine. You know, I think what we'll say is that if the Bible's true, the Bible does say that we are actors, what ETT is getting at, because it says the king's heart is in the hand of God, and it also says God's mind our minds are in God's control. So yeah.
I got a question.
Right. Yeah. Go ahead.
when you call people actors, is that a joke that you called about them because they don't really know maybe what they're talking about, or they lack the knowledge? Or are you
Probably the
referring
only,
to them on actual shields like paid agents?
Oh,
I
it's
believe
it's
the only
it's
people
just a
that are
joke.
no, it's not. No, it's not. I believe the only people that are not actors doesn't mean you're a bad person necessarily. Are the 144,000 because they're the only people that have the truth, and they're only people that can worship
Well,
God
I
in
mean,
spirit and in truth.
that's what I mean. Like, is that who you're referring to them to, or are you actually referring to paid troll agents like Richie from Boston, or maybe all in a sense? Because I get lost when you say that.
Well, no, it's the only even about these UFOs. Like, if they end up being evil, then I would be an actor and I would be evil because I wouldn't be warning people that they're evil. I say they're righteous, so I would be a quote unquote actor. And then the people
Okay.
that do know the truth, they would be the elect, whoever those people are. So the elect are the people that know the truth, the men, and so they're the only non-actor. So
Hey, but I was
Gotcha.
gonna say earlier, why, like for example, Russian Witz, he keeps saying that Aleister Crowley was the wickedest man on earth. Like,
No, that's
how?
just what Crowley coined himself.
Oh, okay. So he's not saying like because he wasn't really. He
Well, I
was
mean,
just
he was a wicked
he
man,
was
but
a
no,
poet, and
that's a phrase that Crowley gave to himself. He called himself the wickedest man in the world.
yeah, like self-proclaimed. Yeah, I get it.
See,
the
a lot
most
of these truthers that do these videos, they try to make their stuff entertaining. I mean, I'm not going to say that I don't do it, but most of my stuff that I do is either long, so I kind of put like maybe the little entertaining transitions and the music behind it, but like what I'm trying to prevent or what I'm trying to show is still there. But like A Call for an Uprising, Richard from Boston, Russian Vids, I'm not saying I don't like their videos, but they put on a whole an act, if you want to call it that. Like, I'm not saying that they're not giving out good information, because some of the stuff that Russian Vids does is good, but there are stuff that he won't talk about. Like, he won't talk about who the elect are. He won't never touch upon the Black Hebrew Israelites and stuff
right,
like that.
exactly.
But he said, I remember in the comments watching though, he says that he does know a few of them, and I could be wrong about that. But like
And who can
he,
keep up with him, man? He makes like 5-hour-long live streams every day.
yeah,
Oh
I
wait,
don't
are you
watch
guys
those
talking
ones. I
about?
watch the
Are
smaller
you guys
ones.
talking? Hey, hold on a second, real quick. Hey, Ridge, is that you?
My phone was having some issues.
Oh, okay. Hey, welcome back, Ridge. We have a two-letter J on here with us. But we were
Okay,
just talking
what's
about the
up, man?
UFOs, man. But yeah, as I said, it's certainly evident. And I don't know if you guys seen it, but there's a video clip I put online from last year that if you look behind me, you can clearly see there's a
Oh,
UFO flying behind me, right?
can
So it
you send
clearly
me that?
shows. I will try to send you the I'll try to send you the video over the
ETT.
Gmail
Did you
if
see
I
that
can.
one
Go ahead.
did you see that one in Patterson, New Jersey a couple days ago? The cluster of UFOs I posted on my channel.
I'll have to look, but hey, man, I can tell you, man, from me having any experience where the UFO was actually there behind me. Keep in mind, I had no idea, of that. I was just recording, and then a GMS brother, pointed out in the comment section, "Hey, look, man, behind you, there's a UFO over there." I was like, "Oh man, that's a faith booster right there. That's heavy, man." Right? So it just shows us that these things are what we say they are. Right? These are the chariots of the Most High.
Right.
All right. And it's funny as well because in these, Hebrew Israelite videos like GMS, sometimes once in a while you'll see UFOs flying in the distance behind them. So that proves
Oh,
that
I
what we're
seen that.
saying is true. Right, right. So see, it proves what we're saying is true, is because these UFOs are encamped around us. And as I said before, let me say this, I said this story a lot of times before, but I have to say it again since we're talking about the subject. I, of course, was brought up to believe that the UFOs are, demonic or aliens from another planet, just like we all were. Right. I was deep into that. What is that TV show? Ancient Aliens? Right. You guys know what that is.
Ooh, I know that one.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, I was all into that, when I was growing up. But then I came across these Hebrew Israelites and they were talking about these UFOs. And I was like, oh, that's crazy, to think that these are the chariots of the Most High. But I, inquired about it and I was thinking about it. You know what? Maybe, that is true, right? I'll have to do some research. I was like, I wanted to inquire about that. So I was like, Lord, Yahweh, show me, right, are these actually the chariots of the Most High? Or, just show me what this is, right? Because I wanted to inquire about it. And I kid you not, the very same night, my brother had a dream of a massive UFO hovering outside of my window. So I woke up in the morning. He woke me up. You could see the look in his eye. He was totally terrified. So I asked him, what was going on? What's wrong? Why are you waking me up? And he told me that he saw a massive UFO hovering outside of my window. And I was like, damn, that's a faith booster. And I swear on my life that that's a true story. That really did happen. So as I said, man, these are all faith boosters. Okay, we all have, a spiritual testimony, whether it be, LOP, experience heaven on earth, as he said, right? Or whether it be my experience, right? We all have a spiritual experience, right? And we, had in our lives,
Wait,
so
so your brother had a dream of a UFO right after you prayed about it. That's pretty cool, actually.
yeah. And as I said, I swear that's a true story that really happened.
But it's usually like you have the dream yourself when you pray for
Right,
something.
right.
That's how it works.
Here's something. Here's something though. My brother
You didn't tell
was
him
actually
about it,
like
right?
my brother was like, I believe he was 6 years old when that happened, and he was scared of UFOs, right? He never watches any of that stuff. So what are the odds of that possibly happening the very night I wanted to learn about that?
But
What
I
are
got a
the odds
question.
of it?
I got to ask a
It's
question.
possible.
Did you
Go ahead.
mention to him you were thinking about that, or he just had the dream without even
No,
knowing
no.
it was on your mind?
He didn't know anything about it. He just woke
Okay.
me up in the morning.
That's
Because
pretty
I
cool.
was hold on, I was 14 years old and he was 6 years old, right? So we were home, right? Parents were at work, because I usually sleep later into the afternoon. So he just woke me up. I could see he was terrified. And I asked him, what's going on? And he goes on to describe to me, and I actually still have the paper to this day. He described it to me. He said it was it looked like it was generating heat, right? It had, crystal and purple on it. He described it,
Jeez.
perfectly, right? And that's a faith booster right there. And again, I swear that story really did happen, right? That's actually true. So as I said, things like that, man, those are real faith boosters right there, right? So that proves that we are, the men that the Lord really is dealing with, right? Whether we be off, on certain doctrines that we teach, Yahweh will, teach us the right way in the kingdom, but it just shows us that we're on the right path, by these certain spiritual, experiences that we have in our lives.
Yeah, and this thing about praying for something to God, right? And then you will get sometimes confirmation by a vision in a dream, right? So that's a common thing.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like
Because yeah, my friend, he always says, ask, Jesus or whatever, God, in for a dream, and he will show you. And many times, sometimes dreams are vague, but many times I got somewhat of an answer from God after I've prayed about it. So
Yeah, you
and
guys
it-
want to know
quotes
another thing?
from the
let me say
Corinthians,
this real quick.
the verse, but yeah.
Let me say this real quick. I had there's a dream I had a few years back, and it went like this, which actually a part of it was funny, but then the more serious part comes a little later. I was in a shopping center, right, and I seen the
Dollar
TVC
Tree.
Mario. Yeah,
Mario.
TVC Mario there, and I went to shake his hand, right, but he wouldn't shake my hand, so I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. But
Wait,
anyway,
hold on.
later on,
Wait,
hold on,
you
real
know
quick,
Mario?
real quick.
Okay, go
Let me
ahead.
finish. Let me finish this. So anyway, what happened was, I was in bed, but then I rolled over and I saw the television set there. And all I could see on the television set was America burning on fire. And there was a caption underneath. It said, America, the lake of fire. Right. And we teach what America is the lake of fire in the book of Revelation.
Yeah.
Right. So that shows us, man, that I seen the future, right? ETT seen the destruction of America. All right. So that's how prophets in the past had visions, right? They seen the future and they wrote down what they seen in their visions, right? Just like, for an example, the prophet Ezra's, he had those dreams, right? So he wrote down what he seen in his dreams. He didn't know what it was, but he wrote it down. If you go to, what is that? If you go to Acts, the 2nd chapter, I believe it's the 17th verse. I could be mistaken. Mighty God, can you pull that up for us? It says what? In the last times, they shall dream dreams and see visions.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
So I just put these back on a second ago, but did you just say you met TVC Mario?
It is a dream, right?
Oh, okay, never mind.
In a dream, yeah, in a dream, I met him
Hey,
there in a dream.
but hold on.
Oh,
You
okay,
said,
my bad.
hold on. You said that you met the rock upon him, and that's like a friend of Mario's, right, or something.
Yeah. Mario knows Rock Upon him. They both know each other. But yeah,
But not
me and
for,
Rock
like,
Upon him.
but he's a
Hold on,
Canadian. He's a Canadian, right?
Yeah, he is.
Mario, yeah,
Mind
he's
of
a
God's
Canadian.
Canadian
But yeah,
too.
Yeah,
real quick,
mine of God too.
me and let's see, me and Rock Upon him, yeah, we know each other in real life. Which, as I said, it's a funny story, which how we met each other. So I'm not going to go into that here, but yeah, we know each other in real life. That brother's fun, man. I mean, hell, that brother needs some bad acne cream. Just messing with him, but yeah, that brother's pretty damn cool, man. I like
he's
that guy.
rapping now,
younger.
He ain't in the truth.
He's like a kid. I mean,
He's
like,
doing rapping. That's terrible.
isn't he like 15 years
Oh
old?
yeah, I
or
heard
something?
that.
Awful,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Oh, Rock
How-
Upon
how
him.
You
old
know,
is
I
he?
actually thought about becoming a rapper.
No, dude, 2 liter, man. We're too late in the game. We don't need any more freaking rappers, man. Just focus on the truth movement, man.
Dude.
That's what you need to figure out Mystery Babylon by tomorrow. I'm gonna start giving you.
Oh yeah,
homework,
no,
man.
I actually been thinking about it too because I
Good.
just had today or yesterday I would have 2 channels deleted in the same month. I never had that. In total, I've been on YouTube since 2017, and I had 4 channels removed.
Dude, YouTube's
One had
going
2.
hard right now, deleting
Yeah,
stuff, man.
but
Yeah, big time.
I'm surprised my main channel is still up. But the channels that have been taken down are either I post troll content where just I'm
Taken
messing
down.
with people, or
Sounds
or
like
it's
this
just
channel.
yeah, or it's a channel
What?
where I'm teaching like maybe the devil might be a woman and like this whole Rastafari kind of
Yeah,
content.
don't say that stuff, man. That's not.
Hey,
Yeah.
you have, yeah.
No, well, you know, I've been thinking about it lately, and like every channel that I've had is going off or doing something totally different.
Yeah.
And you know, I've been mad because I had a lot of subs on there, but then I've been thinking maybe it's more of like a higher authority that's actually pulling me these channels down in a sense like that. Because I've been thinking a lot lately. Maybe I have been going off, and then like the troll content, I just been messing people with people who don't really need to be messed with. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
dude,
I do, but then I also like I do mess with people that need to be messed with, but then I also mess with people who are just trying to enjoy the platform, who are decent people in a sense.
Yeah, don't mess with Sam Owen, man.
Yeah, dude, just know this voice is coming from your spiritual elder, right? T-Mog. We got to
Yeah.
get focused, man. We're in the last days, my friend.
Totally.
Okay.
But
Acts
can I-
2:17. Let me read this and I'll
Go
pass
ahead,
it
man.
back to you. And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith God, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. That's in 2:17. 2 times 17 is 34. 44. FFF 666. Last days. Pass it back to anybody.
Okay. Can I give like a testimony? Is that all right with people?
It has to be the
Yes.
spirit
Yeah,
of
go ahead.
prophecy. It has to be the spirit of prophecy. Let me read that verse. So let me read that verse. Revelation 19:10, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not, I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Jesus, worship God, for the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy.
Yeah, it can
Okay.
relate to that.
Let's hear it.
So I want to go back about how I lost channels. So my original channel I started in 2017 and it ended maybe last year. It was a good channel, but I did post troll content and stuff that did go off scripture, and then it was removed. And then slowly I built it back up, and now it's my channel's bigger than my first one ever was. So it's like I lost something, but then I gained something in return. But then all the other channels, like it was troll content, or it was there's scripture on my other channel, my Sacramento Truth Movement too, but I had stuff on there that did go off scripture, and I just was messing with people on there too, other truthers. But those were all pulled besides my main one that I still have up, which has 2 strikes on it. And so I don't know if it's some kind of higher authority trying to put me back on a path and stop having me focus on stuff that don't need to be focused on, and stop messing with people and stop
Yeah, view
preaching
it that
false
way.
doctrines.
View it that way. Yes, treat it that
And,
way. God,
and
God,
yeah,
God controls YouTube, right? Because He's behind the deceived and the deceiver. So,
totally.
yeah, man, we need more people just putting the Bible, doing live streams like this, educating the people, man.
Yeah,
There's
that's
so
what I'm
many
gonna do.
trolls, dude. There's so many trolls out there. We don't need more.
Totally.
Oh,
And
real
so,
quick.
can I finish
Go
real
ahead.
quick though?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So yeah, I've been looking at it lately as if that was the case, and I think it actually is, because 4 channels, that's a lot.
Right.
And I just looking at the content that I've been posting on these channels, and it's just it's entertaining, but it's not in the right spirit that I need to be doing these
There
in,
you go.
because
Exactly.
yeah. So it's amazing because my main channel is still up, and so I think that's where I need to focus on. And then I still have 2 other channels that have 360 subs, 460 subs, so I can still grow those. And so I think that's where I need to focus my attention on. And I just started 2 other channels, and I'm gonna have ETT help me out soon with those if he wants to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been looking at it. Maybe it's a spiritual thing that these channels were removed for a reason. Is that I need to start focusing more stronger in the faith and stop doing this type of content. And maybe I think it was the works of the Most High. And then I've been thinking about my second channel, like you mentioned, Mystery of Babylon is America. I've talked about that a lot on the second channel. I got like 11 or 12 videos that I had on there where Mystery Babylon that I was preaching was an actual woman, and that would be the devil. And I tied it into a lot of New Age Gnostic beliefs that I actually looked into recently. And I think that kind of went off scripture, and I think that may be why the Most High maybe removed my channel.
Let me pause you for a second, man. I'll give it back. What you need to do, man, invite somebody like me, ETT, LOP. When you get off the strikes, we'll talk about something important and real, because we're living in the last days, man. And we'll be a blessing to your subscribers, man, because all truth and all these rewards are going to be given out in the last days. We can get a prophet's reward just by rehearsing what a prophet says, right? So yeah, that's good, man. Let's do that, dude. Especially if you have a big reach, you have thousands of subscribers. We have smaller followings, but you could do a lot, man, for the truth. Actual truth.
But I think that may be a spiritual thing when my channels were removed, because I was going off and doing stuff 100%. That I wasn't doing. But do you get what I'm saying though, right? Like my second channel was teaching about Mystery of Babylon, and then right when you start mentioning stuff to me and I refute it, it's automatically gone. And I had a lot of videos on there talking about Mystery Babylon, but it was something else.
Yeah, I told the Most High to just get rid of all your channels, and He heard my prayer. Okay, so now you're here, right? And
okay,
just do it.
But no, yeah. I've been looking into the how Mystery Babylon is American.
There you go.
I'm at the point where I can see it now. I just need to accept that.
Dude, there's nothing to debate. It is like I don't know how to say it, dude. It's like LOP saying, I am. That's the name. Okay, this is it.
I am that I am.
Yeah. It's like,
but yeah, debating. Also, like I wanted to prove it more. Also, my friend on Facebook, he and yeah,
I believe you, man. I was just messing with you.
deeper into that Mystery Babylon, so that you have more and more proofs.
No, that's what I've been looking into lately. Is that key thing.
Yeah,
because I was about to redo a lot of my older videos that got removed, because I still got the videos that I had posted on my last channel, and then I re-edited them and put them on my second channel before it was removed. I still have those videos, so I still have a chance to put them back up. But I'm at this point to where I'm not actually gonna do that, because
here's what
I'm going off.
Here's what I need you to do. You need to watch all of this channel called End Times Teacher. Subscribe, watch his videos for a week or two. Then you'll graduate. That's like maybe a master's degree, right? Then come to a channel called The Mind of God that you'll get your PhD. Okay. Maybe like 2 or 3 weeks.
That's
and
cool.
Then you're good. Then you might get the LOP's level. That's like divine. That's like next level. Okay.
Hells yeah.
But dude,
I'm just
you gotta graduate from the school of End Times Teacher.
But to be honest, I was just gonna say, only because you mentioned music and like hip hop, right? But I do still make music, but not really anymore. I used to more in the past,
a rapper lately.
But I am more like into either instrumental, but like more into heavy metal, extreme metal, but stuff like that. But anyway, it's just my passion. I love playing the guitar and and stuff like that. So
Let's hear what ETT's got to say, man. He might have fell asleep, dude. I don't even know if he's awake, man. Is ETT still there?
ETT.
I didn't mean
Wake
to
up.
cut anybody off. I just wanted to get like that across.
Yeah, but that's cool, man. I was checking out your channel, man, and it's pretty cool,
All
man.
right, yeah.
You're
I'm still here. You know, ETT didn't drop dead yet. I'm still here. But yeah, you know, as Mina God said, hey, look, this is the place to be, right? This is the place to be. This is the place to come to discuss the skip G's inside jokes. You know, and we can all grow here, right? You know, as I said, you know, we always bring brothers who disagree onto the platform to discuss, right? And that's always a good thing. Okay, they always come on, you know, and we all might not agree on everything, but you know, this is how we all build each other up. Because hey, look, at the end of the day, you know, let's say that Mind of God's wrong on something or ETT's wrong on something. You know, at the end of the day, you know, we're all working out our own salvation, right? So you
it's
know,
mostly
we're all
friendly
here
here,
to
but
build each other up in this faith. Okay, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, we can only save ourselves, right? But we have a little community here where we can all come and, you know, push our ideas out there, you know, to talk about them, which is a good thing, right? That's what we should be
you
here.
keep
to do.
burping there, man.
Oh, can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear you burp like twice.
Dude, I
already.
thought that was
Wow.
ETT while he was
No,
talking.
no, that was
I'm just kidding. I'm just
JJ.
messing.
or
Oh, my
whatever his
bad.
name
I didn't even know you can hear me.
No,
JJ
two
in
liter
Abrams.
is a little rough around the edges. We'll work. You know, maybe
No,
maybe
but
we'll.
what are you
might be able
drinking,
to
man?
help.
Dr. Pepper or something?
No, I hate Dr. Pepper.
So what is it? Is it a pop?
No, it's an actual 2 liter of Sprite. This guy, I can tell.
Oh,
No, not
is it 2
Sprite.
liter
It's
of cola or Sprite?
no, it's that Mexican orange drink. It's like Juanito or
Yeah,
however.
but
you say it.
it's a
man,
fizzy, right? Fizzy drink.
ETT,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
giving
yeah.
you 2 liter for a little while. You work with him, and then maybe he'll
Liter of
graduate
cola,
to my
man.
channel. But for now, you,
Yeah.
know, you got 2 liter, man. Work with him. You know, let's hopefully we can
I
help.
think I'm smart.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
No, we know you're smart.
you-
We know you're
Smarty
smart.
pants.
But anyway, you know, we'll go for another 20 minutes, right? We'll go for another. I'll round it out at 3 hours and 30 minutes. So we'll go for a little while. What's everyone's thoughts about I mean, hell, what topic could we bring up at this point? I think we've really covered the whole.
Can I
The whole
ask
script
one
sheet.
thing?
Go ahead.
Okay. You heard what I said earlier, right? About the whole channels deleting stuff, and that might be like a spiritual thing why they were deleted, and I need to, you know, start
Yes.
focusing on stuff like that. But did you hear me mention about how I might need you to help me with some of my channels, content-wise, coming up with topics? Is that all right? Something you can do?
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely cool, man. That's cool.
All right, cool.
But no, but 50% of your Patreon has to go to End Times Teacher, so he needs to get paid, man. So, because you know, we
That's
need to
fine.
see
Yeah,
that
if I
money.
actually do get paid, I had one sub, which was my
Hey,
friend
we're
from
just kidding, man. We're just
San
kidding.
Diego.
We don't want
joking,
that.
I'm just joking.
donated $5 and then retook it back. I was like, what
Ooh.
the? But I think he's just trolling because
You know, one time
that's the crowd that I'm around.
Yeah, one time I like tried Patreon to one guy on YouTube, and I paid like what was it, $1 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then after 1 month I canceled it.
I used to be a
do that.
bag of cold,
There
but
wasn't
uprising
any
fan.
perks or anything, so I was like, why am I
Gave
doing
him
this?
like $500
It's
bucks.
dumb, man. It's all a scam. Like now, at this point, everything's
Yeah.
out there for free. You don't need to pay any flat earther. All the
Exact-
videos are there.
Yeah.
It's all free, so there's no reason anymore.
Well,
do
no,
that.
it was more of promotional
but like-
wise, promote my channel.
Yeah, but like some channels that are demonetized, that
It made
they
me a
are
mod.
they
Yeah,
are like they don't show on YouTube full podcasts, and they show only for Patreon subscribers. So that means
Oh,
that
I didn't know
only
they
people
can
who
do-
pay
Yeah.
can see the whole show. So that's what like the Amazing Atheist does,
I'll tell you
and
this.
his group, which is
Oh,
called
the
the Deep Fat
Amazing
Fried.
If you watch all
Yeah,
of
but
my
it's pretty
videos,
funny
or
though.
if you watch either mine or ETT's, or preferably mine, but you're not going to be far from what the Bible says. Let's just say that. So you don't need to pay for it. So
But
that's
do you guys know
Well, no,
that?
I watch your videos.
yeah, I'm just saying, like, that's the cool thing about it is people like me and ETT, we go and watch all the other videos. We watch the Hebrews, we watch the Flat Earthers, we watch the 501c3.
Oh, I know. I
Decrim.
watch all that. I don't
Yeah,
know why
no.
you call him 501c3, but yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, like
It's an American thing.
But 2 Liter, that's what I'm saying, dude. Especially if you have quite a few subs, man, and you bring all the information together, man, that could be an incredibly powerful channel if you have thousands of subs. You know?
But yeah, that's what I'm thinking of doing with the StreamYard. I got a lot of people who actually want to come on, but I can't post until December. I think 5th or 7th, something like that, because
Dude,
I
I'm
got
gonna be
2
almost
strikes.
out of the
You have
body at that point,
copyright
man.
strike.
You better hurry, dude. Damn.
Or is it a copyright strike, or is it
No,
a
I don't really get
guideline?
copyright strikes. It's mostly community.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And by the way,
Hey,
those
real
are
quick,
those
I
are
never
I
got
want
it.
to mention. I
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
mention real quick. Did you guys know that you can stream on YouTube now with being under 1,000 subscribers right from the YouTube app?
Yeah, actually, hey, they're gonna start giving people community tabs who are under 1,000. It's like 500
Really?
now.
But
Yeah.
did you know that like back in
Hmm.
2018 you could get monetized and you could have only 500 subscribers? Because I was monetized for like 1 month and then they changed
Well,
it.
they used to let you stream for mobile if you were under 1,000 subs, but now you gotta actually have 1,000 subs to stream from your phone.
But it's not only
Hey,
one
let me
thousand
say
subs,
this.
it's also 400 or 4,000 hours per month.
Well,
or
no,
something.
that's
Hey, look,
monetization, and that's in total.
let me say this. Let me say this. When Rock Upon him had his big channel, he had I believe he had 7,000 subscribers, which back then that was a big channel in the truth community. You know, that was back when, you know, Call for an Uprising only had like 20,000 subs. But back then, you know, Rock Upon him told me, "Hey, look, man, I make like $150, you know, every month off of, you know, this off of YouTube." It's like, damn, that's
What was
I
he
mean,
teaching?
for a
What was
kid
he
that's
teaching,
14,
ETT?
It's just
what was that?
No, let me,
conspiracy
one second.
theories.
ETT, yeah. What was he posting? Like what kind of stuff? Like Christian stuff or
Oh,
conspiracy
let me
theories?
Yeah.
say this, man. Let me say this. He was
Illuminati
posting,
exposed videos.
Yeah.
yeah, and he
Clickbait.
teaches. Remember, he teaches that the MOB is the Sunday law and that the Vatican City is the Roman Catholic Church. But don't get me wrong, he was good to have a discussion with. He knew a lot of stuff, right? He knew some stuff, but then he clearly went off, right? That he teaches that Jesus doctrine, right? He was a Seventh-day Adventist, and that's where I met him, right? That's where our story began, was
Yeah.
at the Seventh-day Adventist Church, which that's a long story, you know, in and of itself. You know, I'm not going to go into it here, but yeah, you know, he was on there teaching the Seventh-day Adventist doctrine, right? I believe he believes in the Trinity, if I'm not mistaken. But pretty
Ooh.
much that guy got sifted. He ain't in the truth anymore. He just plays video games. That's all he really does.
Because he's a kid, man.
Well, I mean, I play video games.
No, I mean like Minecraft and stuff like.
Mm.
Yeah, I get that's fair, but you know that's the cool thing about the truths that we're at now. You don't, you know, I know what you're saying, LOP. I get it. You know, he's young. That's just, but that's a cool
Yeah.
thing, man. But 2 Liter, dude, you know, like anything you do, man, it's going to be incredible because the truths are so obvious. Like some of them, for sure. So you know, it's great. You don't really, it's not really that deep. That's the nice thing about it. So it's great.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, so how come you cannot post? Because you did post a video like a few days ago.
Oh
So
no, I have a lot of videos that I post, but due to like OCD, I kind of got to redo them. So like I'll post a video, but then I don't like part of it, so I'll redo it. But like that video's already there; it's just on private. So
no, but
yeah,
you were saying you cannot post until December. So how come you?
yeah. Well, no, because if you already have a video uploaded and you never make it public, it's always been on private.
Oh,
Because
I get
I've
it
been
now.
I've been posting truth content on that channel for about a year and a half now, and I got about 20 or so videos that are private. So all I do is just make it public, put a title in it, and then it'll still pop up in
Oh,
notifications.
that's a good idea.
Okay, I understand now. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
That's how
Let me
like I
chime in real
communicate
quick.
with people.
This is what I do is I keep a little backup log. I make a private playlist for my channel and I put like maybe 10, 15, 20 videos in it. I call it a backlog. So what it means is if there's ever a time where I can't make a video, I can go to the backlog and upload a video from there. And also, if the channel ever gets a strike where I can't upload, I can just go there and I can upload videos that I already made in private, you know, a month or 2 months ago. So I'll always have content to upload when I, you know, can't upload them now, right? Because as 2 Letter J said, and this is a trick I've used for years, that if you upload a video, keep it in private, and then when you can no longer upload to YouTube, as long as you had the video on your channel in private, you'll still be
Yeah.
allowed to upload the video,
Yeah.
even though you have the strike. So
You know
that's
what,
just a
though,
little.
ETT?
I never got a
advantage
strike
to it.
though, so
Go ahead.
But ETT, that sounds suspicious, man. You sound like you work for YouTube, man. Like, what's really going on? You know, that sounds.
If you
sounds
play
like-
with the platform, you
I'm
can
just kidding.
figure out a lot of
I'm just
stuff.
messing with you. I'm just messing
Oh,
with you.
okay.
Hey, look! You never know what type of trick ETT has up his sleeve. Well, as I literally pull a card out of my sleeve.
He's sitting at Google headquarters in Mountain View, California, live streaming. That's sick.
That'd be a
Hey,
fun
don't
job
forget-
if I ever got a
Don't
job
forget,
there. I'd
Just
understand.
Silicon
Andrew
Valley.
Ashby said that ETT is being paid by Vigilant Christian Mario.
yeah.
Oh
that's
yeah,
true.
I seen that video. I heard him talking about that.
Here's the cool thing. Here's what we know. If you teach the flat Earth and you teach America's Mystery Babylon, those two right away, no one's gonna pay you, man, because no one's gonna want to hear that. Just those two, and that's only two of them.
No, but
So,
but
yeah, that's-
Mario blew all his money on hookers and
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to
right?
go. I'm sorry about that.
All right.
peace out.
Okay, see ya.
See you later.
All right,
Bye.
man. You have a good one.
Okay.
I'm gonna still remain.